Angel is the son of Pedro and Adriana Arriaga and is a member of St. Margaret Mary. He has played football 2 years and played soccer. His favorite memory is when Coach Shart said, "It's not about getting playing time and winning games, although I like winning, but it's about being a part of something." Angel plans to be a Totus Tuus leader for 2 years, then go to seminary. Angel Arriaga. Next up is Jake Bueller. He is the son of Jen Bueller and John Bueller and Hillary Dick and is a member of St. Thomas. He has played football 7 years, wrestles, and is in the cum laude program. His favorite memory is going out to Chick-fil-A in the summer to eat after workouts with the team. Jake plans to major in aviation. Jake Bueller. Next up is Peter Cole. Peter is the son of Terry and Tanya Cole and is a member of Blessed Sacrament. He has played football 5 years and participates in powerlifting and track. His favorite memory is playing the homecoming game junior year when Father Capon came home. Peter plans to get a job and go to college. Peter Cole. Next up is Leo de Anda. Leo is the son of Alejandro and Gloria Robles and is a member of St. Margaret Mary. He has played football 6 years and his favorite memory is freshman year after playing heights in freezing weather. Coach brought the team hot chocolate. Leo plans on rapping. Leo de Anda. Next up is Nathan Fury. Nathan is the son of Shiloh and Anna Fury and is a member of St. Thomas. He has played football 13 years, 4 of them at KMC, and he wrestles. Nathan's favorite memory is the Thursday night pregame meals with the team. He plans to wrestle at a military academy. Nathan Fury. Next up is Bryson Hamilton. Bryson is the son of Justin and Emily Hamilton and is a member of Magdalene. He has played football for 4 years and participates in powerlifting, track, Knights of the Morning Star, and peer ministry. His favorite memories are the long bus rides to away games and hanging out with his teammates and catching a touchdown pass from his brother this year against Westminster. Bryson plans to attend Pittsburgh State University and major in mechanical engineering. Bryson Hamilton. Next is Hayden Heiss. Hayden is the son of John and Ann Heiss and is a member of Magdalene. He has played football for 9 years, 4 of them at KMC, and he plays baseball. His favorite memory is beating Northwest in the football playoffs last year. Hayden is undecided about his future plans. Hayden Heiss. Next is Brody Joachms. Brody is the son of Chad and Kimberly Joachms and is a member of Magdalene. This is his first year playing football and he participates in track, peer ministry, National Honor Society, and powerlifting. His favorite memory is catching his first varsity touchdown. Brody plans to attend Kansas State University and become a nuclear engineer. Brody Joachms. Next is Max Keller. Max is the son of Brian and Cara Keller and is a member of Magdalene. He has played football since 6th grade and participates in baseball and basketball. His favorite memories are Thursday dinners and this year's Bishop Carroll game. Max plans to play college basketball. Max Keller. Next up is Grady Klein. Grady is the son of Chris and Amy Klein and is a member of Magdalene. He has played football for 6 years, 4 of them at KMC, and participates in wrestling and trap shooting. Grady plans to go to Kansas State University and study mechanical engineering. Grady Klein. Next up is Preston Roberge.
Hold on, let me jump over.
Preston is the son of JP and Susie Roberge and is a member of St. Vincent de Paul. He has played football 3 years and plays baseball. His favorite memory is playing heights during his freshman year in the freezing cold and everyone was calling the plays. Preston plans to attend Kansas State University or go somewhere for baseball. Preston Roberge. Next is Will Schlotterback. Will is the son of Mike and Brenda Schlotterback and is a member of Blessed Sacrament. He has played football for 6 years and participates in powerlifting and track. His favorite memory is beating Goddard in last year's homecoming game while wearing the new black Father Capon Memorial jerseys. Will plans to attend WSU and study computer science. Will Schlotterback. Next up is Dominic Shibley. Dom is the son of Matthew and Pauline Shibley and is a member of St. Thomas. He has played football 3 years and participates in track and basketball. His favorite memory is beating Northwest in the football state quarterfinals last year. Dominic is not sure where he will go to college, but plans to major in engineering. Dominic Shibley. Next is Elise Tralia. Elise is the son of Joe and Jennifer Tralia and is a member of St. Thomas. He has played football 8 years, wrestles, plays baseball, and is in cum laude. His favorite memory is coming back from being down 18 points to beat Northwest in the football playoffs. Lewis is undecided regarding his future plans. Louis Tralia. Next up is Elise Erdman. Apologies. Next up is not Elise Erdman. Next up is Randy Tran. Randy is the son of Diao Tran and Lan Win and is a member of St. Thomas. He has played football 4 years and participates in track and powerlifting. His favorite memory is winning last year's football playoff game against Northwest. Randy plans to attend WSU and major in biochemistry. Randy Tran. Next up is Adrian Turner. Adrian is the son of Gino and Olga Turner and is a member of St. Margaret Mary. He has played football 9 years, 4 of them at Capon, and wrestles. His favorite memory is catching an interception against Northwest in the football playoffs last year. Adrian plans to attend Newman and become an X-ray technician. Adrian Turner. Next up is Ben Zludicki. Ben is the son of Jeff and Julie Zludicki and is a member of Blessed Sacrament. He has played football 7 years, powerlifts, and participates in track and field. His favorite memory is joking around with the freshman football coaches during the last practice his freshman year. Ben plans to study kinesiology and go to physical therapy school. Ben Zludicki. Please give the senior football players and their families an applause of thanks as they exit the field and get ready for the game. Our next seniors are members of KMC Cheerleading. Our first cheerleader is Isabel Conover. Isabel is the daughter of Chad and Kelly Conover and is a member of Magdalene. She has cheered 4 years and participates in peer ministry, Crusader Council, and the National Honor Society. Isabel's favorite memories are cheer camp this summer and cheering at the varsity football games. She plans to attend the University of Arkansas. Isabel Conover. Next is Elise Erdman. Elise is the daughter of Tanner and Katie Erdman and is a member of St. Thomas. She has cheered 2 years and participates in the Crusader Council, peer ministry, Sister Kathleen Gilbert Teaching Academy, is house president, and a Kairos leader. Elise's favorite memories are senior year, NDCA cheer camp, cheering during the varsity football playoff games last year, being her best friend's back spot during the homecoming routine, and getting to spend her last year on the team cheering with her sister. Elise is undecided about her plans, but most likely will teach. Elise Erdman. Next up is Emerson Orm. Emerson is the daughter of Darren and Marna Orm and is a member of St. Thomas. She has cheered 4 years and participates in Crusader Council, National Honor Society, St. Gianna Catholic Health Academy, and peer ministry, Kairos leader. Emerson's favorite memories are attending NCA cheer camp every summer with the team, making the All-American team all 4 years, and being named top All-American the past 2 years. She plans to attend Kansas State University and double major in nursing and nutritional sciences. Emerson Orm. Next is Lauren Ryder. Lauren is the daughter of Jonathan and Jessica Ryder and is a member of St. Thomas. She has cheered 4 years and is co-captain of her family this year. Lauren's favorite memory is going to cheer camp this past summer. She plans to attend Kansas State University and study psychology. Lauren Ryder. Next is JC Taylor. JC is the daughter of Steve and Christy Taylor and is a member of St. George Orthodox Church. She has chaired 3 years, and her favorite memory is creating the homecoming music for the routine. JC plans to attend the University of Kansas and major in social work. JC Taylor. Next is Madeline Werney. Madeline is the daughter of Mike and Tasha Werney and is a member of Magdalene. She has chaired 3 years, is in the Cum Laude program, and St. Gianna Health Academy. Her favorite memory is becoming an All-American on the last day of cheer camp. Maddie plans to go to the University of Kansas and major in nursing to become a neonatal nurse. Madeline Werney. The following seniors serve KMC in the sports medicine program. First up is Mackenzie Amphone. Mackenzie is the daughter of Lamb and Lan Amphone and is a member of St. Thomas. This is her first year in sports medicine, and she participates in KMC's swim and dive team, National Honor Society, and the Ecology Club. Mackenzie's favorite memory is helping at the KMC versus Carroll football game this year. She plans to attend Wichita State. Mackenzie Amphone. Next is Camille Bellinger. Camille is the daughter of Bo and Betsy Bellinger and is a member of St. Thomas. She has participated in sports medicine 4 years, and her favorite memory is winning the annual Sports Medicine Olympics. Camille plans to study nursing in college. Camille Bellinger. Next is Katie Burr. Katie is the daughter of Ryan and Lisa Burr and is a member of St. Thomas. She has participated in sports medicine for 4 years, track, wrestling, National Honor Society, student body vice president, and peer ministry. Her favorite memory is Mr. Dishman constantly teasing her about dropping her Jimmy John's sandwich onto the track at Heights last year. Katie plans to attend Kansas State University and major in fashion studies and minor in business. Katie Burr. Next is Abigail Collins. Abigail is the daughter of Kylan and Angela Collins and is a member of Resurrection. She has participated in sports medicine 2 years and is in the National Honor Society, Ecology Club, K Club, and Yearbook. Abigail's favorite memory is the Bishop Carroll game at Riverfront Stadium. She is undecided about her future plans. Abigail Collins. Next up is Zoe Spicer. Zoe is the daughter of Brad and Lisa Spicer and is a member of St. Thomas. She has participated in sports medicine for 4 years and plays tennis. Her favorite memory is being able to be with her dad on the sidelines and doing their pregame hug every game day. Zoe plans to attend Kansas State University and study architecture. Zoe Spicer. Our final 2 seniors of the night make up our KMC sports streaming duo. First up is Gabe Breitenbach.
How about there?
Gabe is the son of Aaron and Joni Breitenbach and is a member of St. Thomas. He has been involved with the live stream of KMC football games for 3 years, is co-president of National Honor Society, president of Francis Xavier House, and active in Scholars Bowl, Paladin, and tennis. Gabe's favorite memories are KMC's 18-point comeback against Northwest in last year's football quarterfinals and anytime Omari scores. He plans to major in sports journalism at the University of Georgia. Gabe Breitenbach. Next is Sophia Gemino. Sophia is the daughter of Pat and Jackie Gemino and is a member of Magdalene. She has been involved with the live stream of KMC football games for 3 years and is involved in golf, basketball, and track. Her favorite memory is broadcasting the Northwest football quarterfinal game last season. Sophia is undecided on where she will go to college, but plans to study pre-med and throw javelin. Sophia Gemino. How about one more round of thanks to all of these KMC seniors and their families who make our school better through their participation, sacrifice, and contributions. Go Senior Crusaders!
Hey Nadia, just go 50-yard line for me. Mr. Hebert, I did not hear any of that. What did you just say? You're still green, but I can kind of make out shapes a little bit. Okay, I'll tell Alexa she's Great job, Jackson. So it's got to.
Am I too loud or quiet right
No,
now?
that was perfect.
Okay.
Hey, so it's got to be.
Oh, it happened with the other cord too, so. Do we ever have green with the other cord?
We had green all the time. There was never a time when we had a good shot, no.
Yeah. Going where? To where? Oh, no. Yeah, I'm good. I don't know.
Don't walk in front of the camera. Oh, careful of the camera. Oh, you're fine. Just don't walk right to it. Hey, awesome.
Thanks. I was way less nervous than homecoming. Homecoming, I was shaking.
Yeah, that's scary.
It was like cold, like ish,
It was cold.
and then
I
a
know,
little
I felt for you
nerve.
in your dress. Well, you didn't know what was gonna happen, right?
No, that was pretty laid back, I would say.
Other than most things. Here, can you see what we look like right now? Ain't that gorgeous?
I know. Do we have a problem again?
We have a problem every time. Every single time with that damn camera.
Last time it was pretty smooth.
Yeah. But then we ripped the cord out of the hole.
Hey, how's everything working?
It's not. Dude, camera 3 is not working at all. We're getting a green screen. Which I don't know what that means, but it means it's not working. Alright, plug this in. This is one cord. Where's the camera? This is one cord, one camera.
Oh, did you have to unplug all of it?
None of it's working. You have nothing. What?
Hello and welcome to Stryker Sports Complex for tonight's varsity football contest featuring the Wichita Heights Falcons and your Cape and Mount Carmel Crusaders.
Yeah, we didn't.
The school administration, faculty, staff, and coaches thank everyone for attending and supporting our student athletes. Welcome especially to all Cape and Mount Carmel alumni in attendance
I'm starting to wonder
tonight.
if that did more.
This evening's football game is sanctioned by the Kansas State High School Activities Association, in accordance with Cation Rule 52, we encourage your enthusiastic support and encouragement for the student athletes of both teams and remind everyone of the rules of good sportsmanship toward athletes, cheerleaders, coaches, officials, and one another. We thank you for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your caps as we give honor to God and country. Tonight's prayer will be led by Father Mike Lineberg.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Almighty God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, we thank you for the gift of this day and the gift of each of these young athletes that you have brought here today. We ask you to bless them, keep them safe from injury and harm, allow them to play with a true spirit of sportsmanship.
Hello and welcome to Stryker Sports Complex, home of your Cape Mount Carmel Crusaders, who come to the night 3-4 after last week's 29-31 loss against St. James. And facing off against the Crusaders tonight will be the Wichita Heights Falcons, who come into this matchup 4-3, and they're looking to solidify themselves for playoffs right around the corner as we enter the final game of the regular season. And to bring you tonight's game, I'm Gabriel Breidenbach.
And I'm Sophia Jamino. It's going to be beautiful tonight with high 70s and 10-mile-per-hour wind. It's going to be a great game as Heights, they're coming off strong. They started 0-2, a little rocky start to the season, but went 4-1 since then. And they recently lost to Bishop Carroll 26-28, so only 2-point difference there. And one of the reasons for that great game is Heights' offense. They have been absolutely dominating with 2,067 yards in total, and that's split about 50-50 passing and rushing. And then that's 295 yards per game and 35.5 points a game. So absolutely insane, and that's what we will be looking at tonight with Heights offense.
And you can't talk about the Heights offense without number 5, John Randall. The running back is nearing about 1,000 yards all-purpose, and he's just been tearing it up this season. Counts for 10 touchdowns, and Sophia, he's definitely going to be the number 1 priority for Cape Mount Carmel's defense here tonight.
And, speaking of the defense, one key player is Louis Trollia. We've mentioned him before, absolutely dominating on the defensive line. He recently just received his first D1 offer from the Air Force Falcons, and that's very exciting for him. And he also moved back to the defensive end position, so he does a great job of getting to the ball quickly, and you'll be looking for him to apply pressure to the quarterback and try to get some sacks.
Now, switching over to the offensive side of the ball, they were phenomenal last time out, especially in the run game. The Cape Mount offensive line was tremendous last week, as one of the stars of that offensive line is number 73, Will Schlotterbeck, and he is just a leader on that team altogether as the only senior on the O-line. And together, the O-line as a whole has been great this year. They've especially shined in the run game, as we mentioned previously, but they've also done a great job allowing Hamilton more time in the pocket as he feels more secure. Why did we not shoot this again? He's been able to make some big throws downfield, something that he, was kind of afraid of, holding on for the ball too long last year.
And I completely agree with you, Gabe. And Cape Mount has really started to go back to their bread and butter of running the ball, and it's been working great for them. And also, it just improves the team as a whole. The defense has been able to force some turnovers. Offense has especially improved in the run game, as I mentioned. And like you said, Hamilton continuing to improve and to mature as a quarterback, doing a great job leading his team. And, I think the main thing tonight will be every single player on the Crusaders team giving 100% every single play.
Completely agree, taking it play by play. And speaking of play by play, we'll be right back with the rest of the action after this. Action with the coin toss. But, Sophia, what are you expecting from tonight's game?
I think it's going to be a really good game. Both teams very competitive. Both teams having, some losses in their season that were a little rocky. However, they've also had a lot of great wins, and both coming from the City League. About the same competition, both playing Bishop Carroll very close. So I think tonight will be great, and I know the Crusaders are very fired up after that close loss to St. James last week.
And, of course, Hyatt's coming off that close loss to Carroll last week. But prior to that, they had a 4-game win streak after starting 0-2, And, Sophia, about that 0-2 and then now 4-2. And then, now 4-3. But they were 4-2 and had a 4-game win streak. What do you attribute that turnaround to?
I would think just using the offense. That's their main, power for the entire Falcons team. And so, obviously, utilizing Randall and Dingle for rushing and, passing. Great players there. And so I think the team just coming together on Heights, getting the job done, has worked really well for them to get those wins.
And here we'll see Capen start off with the football as Heights won the toss. And for the first time here tonight, we'll see Kieran Harrison-Jones.
Kieran Harrison-Jones.
And Jones is going to be a line drive kick and off the helmet of Daniel. Now Daniel tries to find a lane and does. He's got a nice little gap there, but he's going to be tackled right at about the 35-yard line for first and 10.
Number 1, Jackson Daniel.
And Sophia, with this first drive from Capen on offense, what are you expecting from the quarterback, Dylan Hamilton?
I'm expecting he's going to do what he's told to do, and I think he's going to hand the ball off a lot here on this drive. Capen trying to change things up, haven't been too successful, but when they go back to that running, as in this play right here, it's really helped them out going back to the basics. And from there, I think that's when they have the opportunity. Once they get comfortable with that running, get comfortable within the game, that's when they can start to try some other things.
And now we see for 2nd and 6 another run up the middle. This time it'll get 6 yards and the first down.
For another gain of 5.
And Gabe, what are you thinking Elias is going to bring to the table tonight?
To be quite honest with you, I think he's going to bring everything to the table here tonight. I think it's going to be a pretty simple formula for Capen, as looks like Chrisman is going to be tackled for no gain.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Back to what I was saying, though. It's pretty simple. When Elias does well, Capen does well, and vice versa. So we're going to see, I think, a lot of hands off to Elias, just like right here. And Elias able to power his way past the yard to gain. Line to gain. I'm stumbling over my words here. Hopefully Capon doesn't do that tonight. But that's going to be 1st and 10 for Capon on Heights side of the field.
1st and 10 Crusaders.
But now another handoff to Elias, gets the outside. And this is a little bit slower, patient running we see here from Elias. And now we see him tackled at about the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Just Elias again. Like I said, as long as Elias is doing well with the football, Capon's going to do well with the football.
And you notice there on that play especially, he was in no rush at all. That's one of the great things about Elias, is being patient and seeing the field in front of him. He doesn't have to go 100% all the time. He knows that speed to work with, and it's really served him well this entire season.
And Sophia, I think the biggest thing for both sides of the football, it's not going to be the best defense here in this game. I mean, I'm, again, not saying anything against the Capon defense or the Heights defense, but both teams have stronger offenses than they do defenses. I think it goes without saying most of the time.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really just going to be, a race to the finish, or, a race of who can go further and who can rack up the points. And Sophia, with that in mind, what do you think Capon's game plan is going to be?
I think they're just, as you notice on this drive, they were kind of going faster than usual. Only a minute and 15 seconds into this first quarter, and so they're going to keep that pace of play. But also, I know Coach Schartz, he knows when to go fast and when to go slow on the drives, and they're going to use that to their advantage. Just based on the situation of the game to help them out.
And now that is a gain of 4 for now 2nd and 6. And we'll see Elias get yet another handoff. And he just cannot be brought down as he gets another first down. But, Sophia, you talk about how the drive is moving really fast. I don't even think Capon's really planning on that. I mean, Elias is it's hard not to go fast when your running back is getting, 10, 12 yards per carry. But this time, it doesn't look like Elias is going to get quite that much, as it'll be a relatively short gain. And now that brings up 2nd down.
Elias for a gain of 3.
And
number 8, Isaiah Yehuda,
be 2nd and 6. We'll see what Capon does now.
I think just sticking with what they're doing will work well.
And another run gives Henry Chrisman a time to shine, his chance to shine, and he gets another first down for Capon. Now 1st and goal from the 5-yard line.
Number 24, Michael Smith.
And another handoff goes to Amari Elias. Amari Elias breaks a couple tackles and gets into the end. Now Elias into the end zone. And wow. A great first drive there by Capon Mount Carmel. Not a single pass, just playing very slow, methodical football with the run game. And Sophia, is there anything really else you want from your football team on offense?
No, I think they executed perfectly, in both Chrisman and Elias doing their job. And one thing, especially last week, Chrisman kind of stepping it up. And at the beginning of the season, we're used to seeing him when you got to make those short plays, try to get a first down or something. But he's been breaking those tackles and getting more and more yards. And so that's very helpful for the entire offense.
And now we will see Capon kick off for the first time here tonight. And Sophia, something to keep in mind with the Heights return team. They're pretty dangerous. And of course, they have 4-star recruit John Randall back there to return, but he's not even their main threat. Number 12, Lionel Washington, had a kickoff return for a touchdown last week against Carroll. And so, Sophia, what are you, if you're kicking Mount Carmel on kickoff defense, what are you kind of thinking? What's going through your mind?
Honestly, I would try to see if DuPont could get that touchback, get the ball into the end zone. That would probably be the safest route for them. It's hard on any kickoff for the defense to get down there, and it's a huge field to cover in a kickoff. And so, if DuPont can get it as far back as he possibly can, that would be ideal.
And now DuPont's kick up short and high, and this will be. That's not a clean recovery by Washington, but he does fall on it.
That'll work too. That'll work too.
A little bit of miscommunication there by the Heights return team. But regardless, it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 30-yard line. And so, Sophia, we talked about what Capen was looking to do with their first offensive drive. Now, what's Heights looking to do with their first offensive drive?
They're definitely going to utilize John Randall. A very insane running back. He's very shifty, very quick, has a lot of speed. So something to look out for. But if you also see here, they have a good spread on their offense. So Dingle is really capable of doing anything. He even can rush the ball himself. And so he can pass the ball, hand it off to Randall, run it himself. There's a lot of things Capen's defense has to take into account.
We're going to see Randall right out of the gate. Now Randall really showing that speed. Has some open field. 30, 20, 10, 5 into the end zone for a touchdown. Wow.
Did not expect that on the first play. Just a simple handoff, and John Randall taking the entire field for a touchdown.
70 yards on the opening play, and you see here he hits that hole almost perfectly and just gets back to the middle of the field, and that's really one of Randall's best attributes. It's just his ball carrier vision. He does a great job of seeing the whole field, seeing where the defense is, how they're, lined up in their formation. And, you see it there. Just great job by John Randall. And now on for the extra point, which is up and barely over the uprights.
And that'll be good.
Looks like that is number 38. Which is not on my roster.
17 left to go in the first. 7-7.
Well, good job to number 38.
Yeah.
Is that what you saw? 38. I have a 35.
Who knows? We'll have to wait and see until the next time.
Regardless, I do know the kickoff specialist. That is Kieran Harrison-Jones back on the kickoff. And so, Sophia, talk a lot about momentum in high school football. Where do you think he's sitting as far as, which side of the field is he on?
I just think
Jones set to kick once again for the Falcons.
We're just going to have to see this game already. Both teams scoring very, very quick. And like you said, it's going to be a race to the finish. And so Jones here, I think we'll see right now when he kicks it off. Straight down the middle.
And now that's Daniel. Daniel going to be hit hard at about the 35, 34. We'll see the referee spots it. But you might notice here, it might be hard to see on your screen, Daniel, of course, suffering with a wrist injury. He has that brace on, but he's still out there playing with his team. Really shows you his devotion to the KMC defense, especially. I mean, normally we see him, sometimes coming on offense as a quarterback, but, with an injury to his right hand, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, there's, no way he would be able to make those passes, but great job for him to stick it out, stay strong, fight through the pain for his team.
And now Omar Elias starts out the drive with a 6-yard run. Sets up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line. And so, Sophia, you see Capen coming out of their typical I formation and has some success with it on this drive already, with already a first down after about 8-yard carry by Henry Chrisman.
Another first down for Capen.
But Sophia,
Chrisman on the run.
as we talked about in the pregame, Capen really going back to their bread and butter with the run game and the I formation, and really just old school, ground and pound football. And you already kind of mentioned it, but that's obviously going to be probably beneficial for them in this game.
Yeah, of course. And you gotta give a lot of credit to the offensive line for creating those gaps for both Chrisman and Elias. They've been working hard all season.
On the field is a fumble recovered by Wichita Heights. First down.
And
now, a fumble by Wichita Heights, recovered by Wichita Heights, and that looks like a fumble on Henry Chrisman. But wow, looks like Avante Scales there on the fumble or the forced fumble. But wow,
yeah, I did not see that at all.
It's hard, especially in high school football, when you don't have that instant replay. But regardless, Capen's going to have to turn up on defense as Heights comes back out, and they'll be looking to do something with the football back in their hands.
Yeah, they could not allow what just happened last drive. If they want a chance of being successful in this game.
And now in the Wildcat formation, it looks like Milson is going to take the handoff. He hands it out to Washington. Now in a double reverse, Randall fumbles it. And now And now he's in trouble. He spins out of 2 tackles, has some room on the far sideline, but is going to be brought down.
Randall on the carry.
Really on the field as a runner is down, second down.
And now they say there's another fumble, but he's going to be down prior to the ball coming out.
Number 3, Dominic.
Yeah, and Randall turning a potential loss of 10 maybe into a game. So, man, he's just breaking those tackles and getting through and doing what he can for his team to get those yards.
So here we go, 2nd and 5 after whatever the last play was. But here we go. And you see Heights with a more spread look. And Sophia, what does that allow them to do as far as, a more diverse run game or maybe a vertical run game?
It gives them a lot of options to use Randall. You could either have him go out in a little wheel route or something like that. A trick play like they just ran the play before, it kind of forces to spread the defense out, and just since Randall is so shifty, he's able to weave through the players, and it works really well for him.
Let's see what they can do now. 3rd and 3. Dingle will line up in the gun. And now Dingle tries a shift pass. He's going to dive, and it looks like he's going to be just short of the first down marker. However, Sophia,
Number 2, DJ Dingle on the
if you're the Heights coach, you got to be thinking this potentially is 4 down territory.
Tria makes the stop, bringing up 4th and 1
for sure.
the Falcons.
And it looks like they'll go for it. Got a yard to go. The running back like Randall, definitely worth the risk.
And Lewis Troy on that last stop, and we talked about him a little bit in the pregame, but just got his first D1 offer. He's really been a key presence on the defensive line. Let's see what he can do here on 4th down. Randall gets the handoff. He's going to get the first down and more.
Randall on the carry.
Gets tackled. That's going to be about the 34-yard line. And now 1st and 10 from, inside Capen's 35.
Brought down by Brody Holovach.
A little bit more success on defense in the last drive. Of course, the 70-yard run by Randall for the touchdown. 1 play, that's all it took. But now, a little bit better defense, of course, gave up a 4th down conversion there. But Sophia, if you're Cape Mount Carmel, what are you thinking now with Heights getting ever closer to your end zone?
They really just got to buckle down, do their job, every single man do their job. And there's a lot of pressure on the defensive line to stop Randall and Dingle, but there was a good impressive catch.
I mean, you see him, had it on his fingertips and kind of bobbled it a little bit there. But just an impressive pass. You kind of see it on the replay here. But he, kind of is like juggling it around and has the wherewithal to bring it in. But regardless, it's going to be a loss of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Yeah, and Nathan Fury on that play, you could see him keeping his eye on the quarterback, reading his eyes, and being able to get Randall down right away.
Now facing 2nd and long. Looks like Randall will be split into the slot on this play. This time it's going to go to Milson. No, excuse me. Dingle's going to keep it for himself on the option play. He gets the outside. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 4. Sets up 3rd and 9. And now, Sophia, this is definitely one of those situations Capen's defense has to capitalize on. We talked about how it's going to be a race to the finish. Both offenses, going to be in the driver's seat in this game. And so whenever you're going to be able to get a defensive stop, you're going to have to capitalize.
Yeah, and they just got to make that play. This one play here will lead to others. They just have to do it.
Now, let's see if they can execute. Dingle looks down the middle of the field, has a man, but that is going to be incomplete. That, of course, intended for number 11.
Incomplete pass by Dingle.
Again, another missing player on our roster. But regardless, it'll be 4th and 9.
4th and 9 Falcons from the 33.
Yeah, and
good effort by number 11.
Yeah, props to him.
And here we see Dingle approach the line of scrimmage for 4th down. Already converted once on 4th down early in their drive, however, that was on 4th and 1. This is going to be a little bit different as now Dingle rolls out of the pocket. He's going to be chased by Nathan Fury. And wow, almost hauled in there by Kamar Alexander. But that's going to be a turnover on downs. And that was a very big moment for KMC on that drive. You know, after giving up the turnover on offense, the defense comes out, steps up, and gets the ball back after a 4th down doesn't. Heights doesn't convert on 4th down, turnover on downs, and now Cape will have the ball at their own 33-yard line for 1st and 10.
Yeah, and that drive right there is something Capen's defense will have to keep up the entire game.
And now Amari going to fight forward for about a gain of 2 on the outside.
Tackle made by number
now
25,
2nd down.
Starter.
And Sophia, you think Capen's just going to stick with the run game? We haven't seen a pass play yet.
I think they are, honestly. But one thing they got to consider is Heights is going to be getting used to the run game, and they're going to make those adjustments to make those stops. I mean, as it's 3rd and 9, barely any progress in these two plays. So.
And now Hamilton rolling out of the pocket in trouble, looks downfield, has Peyton Gosh. Great catch there by Peyton Gosh. You see him turn around and catch it right in the breadbasket. But, Sophia, that's a lot harder than you might think. I mean, Gosh does a great job making it look flawless there. But one of the key things people don't always think about is he doesn't know where the ball is going to come in. So being able to see it come in, see that it's a little bit behind him, and turn around and catch it there right in the breadbasket I said earlier. Great job by the sophomore, and it looks like Heights will take their 2nd timeout of the half. They'll have 1 remaining.
Congratulations to the KMC boys soccer team for this.
And so,
yeah, that's a very solid play right there. Great connection from QB to wideout, and something they needed.
Would also like to congratulate
and you know, it's good for Capen to throwing a pass play there. Try to change things up, throw the defense off, and it worked in favor of them.
Exactly right, Sophia. And so now we see Capen's offense come back onto the field. Heights only having 1 timeout to play with for the rest of the first half. And Sophia, we're only about 8 minutes into the first quarter. And so, Sophia, what does that tell you about, maybe the time management philosophy of the Heights sideline?
First and 10, Capen.
I think the only thing I can reason is they're trying to make the defense make corrections now before it's too late. And that's totally understandable. But you're right, there's going to be moments, in the second quarter where they need a timeout, and, they only have 1 to play with. So that makes it a little difficult, but these coaches know what they're doing, and they have their own philosophy to taking 2 timeouts. So
2nd and 14.
And it looks like Amari Elias kind of, Turf Monster kind of came up and got him. Let's see what he can do on 2nd down after the loss. Spins out of 1 tackle, but the Heights defensive line going to be there to get another loss there for, looks like potentially another 3 yards. And so it's going to be 3rd and 15.
For a loss of 1.
Hayden Powell, number 76 there on the tackle. And you see him, it's hard to miss him. 76, he towers over everyone on the field. Let's see what the Crusaders do on 3rd and very long. Hamilton fakes the handoff, looks to throw. Looks down the field, has Ancio. Ancio, great job there coming back to the football. And he's going to fight forward to about the 25 before he gets brought down.
And Hamilton there knew who his target was going to be. Can't miss Ancio. You got to see him here. He just kind of misses the attempt at a sack there. Just kind of jumps forward, slides out of the way, and gets that pass off to Ancio. And then great job by Ancio coming back to the ball. Perfect connection there.
And wow! That is just a great play there by Amari Elias.
Tackle made by number 28, Malcolm Duckworth. Loss
and
of 2 on the play.
Looks like that one's going to get missed by you guys, but did a great job there. Still going to be a loss on the play of about 2, but Elias just shoving a man off of him. But let's see what happens now for second down. And Sophia, looks like Capon really going with that run first mentality and kind of going to the pass whenever it's necessary, as Capon takes another timeout.
Yeah,
and so
looks like Capon needing to regroup there.
And now talking about volleyball, they have Sub-State tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Maize South. So if you have a free Saturday afternoon, make sure to head down there and support our girls. And Sophia, when you talk about volleyball, you can't talk about the girls volleyball team without mentioning Haley Sanders, tremendous athlete. Of course, one of the top 150 in Kansas. Of course, Capon having 3 girls be named to the top 150 volleyball players in the state. And Sophia, what are your thoughts on the girls volleyball team this year?
Yeah, I think they've really come together as a team, and you got to give credit to all the seniors on the team. Great leaders, bringing all the younger classmen together and just executing. Especially they came together with that win against Carroll a couple weeks ago.
Now we'll get right back to the action as Hamilton rolls out of the pocket, nearly intercepted there.
Pass deflected by number 10, Nate Campbell.
Number 10, Nate Campbell,
3rd and 12.
coming in from that linebacker position. Really did a great job reading the quarterback and getting his hands up. Couldn't come away with the pick, but great play regardless. And Sophia, now 3rd and 12. We already saw Capon try to pick it up through the air. You think they're going to go right back to the pass?
I guess we'll see. They possibly might. Usually don't from this formation, as they are going to run it.
And now Elias gets a big chunk of yards. It looks like he's going to be just short of the yard to gain, that being the 15.
Stopped just short of
Definitely in 4-down territory.
4-0.
It's 4th down.
And see them going for it right here, hurrying up.
And now it looks like Hamilton going to keep it for himself and is going to have plenty. He'll have the 4th down conversion and then some. And now Sophia, see what Capon can do from inside the height 15. No look back. Or look to go back to the run game is some shifty footwork by Amari Elias. Gets him into the end zone.
Elias with the second touchdown of the night. And
14-yard touchdown run by the junior. As you said, second of the evening. And we already talked about it a little bit earlier in the game. When Amari Elias is doing well, Capon's going to do well. And you see it here on the replay. Elias does a great job of just, being patient, as we talked about earlier, moving laterally and just hitting that outside gap. Not much to say except just great job by Elias. And now Chase DuPont able to convert on the extra point, brings it now 14-7.
And great turnaround from the Crusaders. They had a fumble last drive. Defense stepped up. They worked as an entire team, both offense and defense. And then the offense executed on their drive, went down and scored that touchdown. So just well-rounded by the entire team.
And so mentioned previously, the Heights return team is an absolute weapon for them. And so we'll see Lionel Washington and, of course, John Randall back to return. And the first kickoff of the game, we saw Capon go with something a little bit, unusual, going with a high short kick, caused some miscommunication on Heights' part. What do you think they're going to go with this time?
Honestly, I don't know. Whatever. That high kick worked pretty well for them. It made Heights end up on the 30-yard line. And so DuPont is able to do really any kick. And so he's going to listen to his coaching staff, see what their strategy is, and just execute. So we'll see right now as he kicks it off.
Another high kick, this time a little bit deeper. It's going to end up in the hands of John Randall. He fields it about the 15. And now Randall hitting that outside. Has the sideline, now cuts back to the middle. Tries to spin out of a tackle, but he's going to be brought down. Looks like that's Nathan Fury. And Sophia, we talked about it earlier. I keep referring to things we talked about earlier, but, it's hard not to acknowledge the ball carrier vision of John Randall. Does a great job of seeing how, Capon collapsing on that far sideline, so he pivots, comes back to the middle of the field, eventually gets tackled, but still a great play there by the 4-star recruit.
Yeah, sets up his offense and with really good field position.
And now we see Dingle take the pass, toss play to John Randall, goes absolutely nowhere. The loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11. And now it looks like John Randall is slow to get up.
Never going to see any player getting hurt. And we will take a moment to talk about the girls cross country team. They have regionals tomorrow.
And it's all day. The time, of course, says on your screen TBA. But if you, again, have a free even Saturday morning, feel free to head out there. It's at Brown Thrush Park on the west side, I believe. But regardless, Sophia, every Cape Mount Carmel student takes great pride in supporting all Cape and athletics. And so, again, that's Saturday all day for girls regionals, I believe.
Yeah, and we wish them the best of luck. They'll run fast.
Godspeed to you girls tomorrow. And now as looks like Randall going to be okay, walks off the field under his own power. We'll see Heights come back on for, once again, 2nd and 11 is the down and distance.
2nd and 11 Falcons.
So now Dingle hands it off to Milson. And Milson not going to get much there after a short gain. It'll be 3rd down. And Sophia, you're seeing a better job by the defensive line here on these last few drives, really closing up those gaps that get created by the Heights offensive line. And, of course, that makes it hard to run the ball up the middle. We saw, Heights combat that with a little bit of, outside running. But now with Randall out of the game, what are your thoughts if you're the Heights coach?
I think that you obviously got to use the guys you have on the field, and they have been successful with the pass, and so that might be something they're looking to do here.
That's the end of the first quarter.
As they return from this end of the first quarter into the second quarter, and hopefully Heights is hoping Randall obviously don't want him to be hurt. That'll obviously help Key if he can get back on the field. But for now, they just have to figure out how to work around him and use some different plays to get them down the field.
And now, after the first quarter play, score, of course, 14-7, pretty successful. And you got to be pretty happy if you're on that Capon sideline. But, you got to keep your head down, take it one play at a time, and take, obstacles and challenges as they come.
Exactly.
And, Sophia, if you're DJ Dingle, you're a dual threat quarterback, potentially, you're going to have to use your arm a little bit more. Depending on the result of the injury. What are you thinking about if you're the quarterback?
I think he just has to do what he's been doing. All of these, quarterbacks been practicing since the summer until now. I mean, it's their showtime, and he's able to show off what he has. So, just read the field.
Yeah, now he's going to have to read the field as he's in trouble. Finds Randall after he goes back onto the field and takes a hard hit by Nathan Fury. Wow. I can feel that one all the way up here. And you see on this replay, Dingle does a great job finding Randall out of the pocket. And, wow, hard hit there by Fury. And I guess I had mistaken. I didn't see, Randall swept back out there. But he is apparently doing just fine after heading off the field. And we'll see Kieran Harrison-Jones punt for the first time here tonight, as it is 4th and 8. Looks like Daniels and Crispin back to return. And now Jones gets the punt away after a bad snap, and a pretty good punt, given that he was in pretty dire situation.
Yeah. Good job by him getting that off.
And it'll be out of bounds at about the 28-yard line for 1st and 10 for KMC.
1st and 10, Capon.
So, Capon ahead right now, Gabe. What do you think their strategy is going to be here? Using the clock, obviously wanting to score again, but you think they're going to stick to the run or maybe look to pass a little more?
Yeah, plenty of time. And, one of my favorite things about the way Western Charge coaches is, of course, his time management, as you just mentioned, and his ability to just play methodical football, especially with the run game. But another thing we have to consider is after that 11-yard carry, it's a perfect example. Amari Elias. It's hard to we talked about this earlier. It's really hard to play a slow football when you're getting 10-yard, 12-yard gains. And so I think, of course, they're just going to stick with the run game, but at the same time, not be too concerned with the clock right now. It's the clock's going to continue to run no matter what. Just because if you stick with the run game, it's kind of a given. But I think Sharch does a great job of not letting the other team determine what kind of football Capen's going to play. As Amari Elias shrugs off one tackle, but he's going to be brought down for a loss of about 2. And great job there by the Heights defensive line. But as I was saying, I think Capen's just going to stick to what they do best, the run game, and just stick to their bread and butter.
Yeah, it's been working for them. And when they need a pass play in a situation like this, they'll look for that. And they've executed so far.
And wow. Number 24, Michael Smith, coming in hot there, deflects the pass away for number 80, Will Ancio. Ancio does a great job of coming back to the ball, but, Smith doing a even better job, reading quarterback's eyes, stepping in, and breaking that up.
Yeah, and it's hard against a receiver or a tight end like Ancio. Got a height advantage, but that speed there by Smith really helps him.
Now, of course, brings up a 4th and long. Brings on the 14, Chase DuPont, and the punt team. DuPont kick up and away, Milson back to return, and it looks like he's going to let it bounce. And this is going to be a great punt by DuPont. Wow! Inside the 10, all the way back to, it looks like the 7-yard line. That, didn't have to be downed.
Awesome.
Great job there by the punter. As myself personally, as I should say, I like a good punter. A good punt. Especially a field goal. Deep field goal.
Yeah, it's huge. Gabe and I he brought me on. We went on the field this afternoon, and he's teaching me the kicking ways. He used to be a kicker one year.
Back in middle school for 1 year.
And so, showing me the ropes, and it's a hard thing. It seems like a hard thing, but definitely something you got to practice and get perfect. So great job by DuPont there.
And now Dingle going to be hit hard by Nathan Fury. Wow.
Number 4, Nathan Fury.
And Fury does a great job getting there to the quarterback. And Sophia, you saw there in that play, they were definitely looking to get Randall out in the flat. However, Lewis Trolley does a great job from that defensive end, slides out a little bit, reads that play perfectly, and Dingle is kind of in a what do I do situation. Still does a great job to get a couple on there, but something to keep in mind. Capen's defense learning and adapting well to the Heights style of play. Now Dingle on the quarterback keeper going to be brought down for a short gain. Looks like that's Benjamin Zarudicki
Dingle on the run once again.
On the tackle. And that brings up 3rd and about 5 for Heights.
This defensive line really adjusting to Randall's threats and doing a good job of getting to him and, getting through the line, applying that pressure to Dingle. So it's working well for them.
And here we go, 3rd down. And Sophia, if you're Heights, what are you looking to do here? You see him with the spread offense, have 3 receivers on that far sideline, 1 on the near. Let's see what they can do. Oh, wow, on the option play, Randall able to make something happen. Sorry to interrupt there, but just perfect execution of the option.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking, when you need a play, get the ball in Randall's hands, and that's exactly what they did.
By number 26, Adrian Turner, and number 1, Jackson Daniel.
Number 26, Adrian Turner there on the tackle.
1st and 10 Falcons, the 22.
And here we go. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. At the 22-yard line, this will be a toss play to Randall. Randall in trouble. Able to shift past one tackler, shifts past another, spins out of yet another tackle. but Nathan Fury able to come from behind and tackle him.
Fury with the tackle.
But still, I mean, it's almost a dance out there. It's almost like watching a synchronized ballet when Randall has the football. Just the footwork on this kid.
The amount of players he jukes out it's incredible, and he's very gifted, very skilled player, and he uses his gifts and skills to perform well on the field.
And it looks like an injury on the field. And he's able to walk under his own power. It looks like it could potentially be a shoulder injury, and that is Charlie Chrisman. And, Sophia, you never want to see an injury. But this is something Chrisman has struggled with all the way back from, middle school, I believe. It's just he's had trouble with his shoulder injury. With his shoulder, excuse me. But, he's been able to recover from it in the past. And I think it's just one of those things, once you dislocate something, if it's a shoulder or even fingers, they're going to be a lot easier to dislocate in the future.
Exactly. And football is contact, tough and rough sport. So, obviously, things like that you can't prevent.
And now, 1st and 10 for Heights. As Dingle lines up in the gun. This time, Randall not going to get much. And now a fumble.
And it looks like
KMC ball. That is Adrian Turner on the forced fumble. And wow. Not something I was expecting from a ball carrier like Randall.
With the fumble recovery.
Or excuse me, it says
Kyle Kea
with the recovery, excuse me. Still going to be Turner on the forced fumble, but wow. Great job by the whole Cape and defensive line. Gives Cape's offense an opportunity to score the ball with about 8 minutes left to go in the first half of play. And they're already on Heights side of the field. Sophia, what are you thinking if you're KMC?
Stick to the run. Amari Elias, as you see right now, fired up. He's going to go.
First down,
and
Crusaders.
wow.
Amari Elias with the
Big carry there for the junior. And Sophia, we talked a little bit earlier about how Capen typically trying to, eat up some of that clock, but they're going to face some challenges here. As Elias just getting 7, 8, 10, 23 if he wants it. But, it looks like it's going to be a 13-yard carry for Elias on this go. But, of course, also a short field. And so not going to be much room to move the football and run that clock. But another injury timeout. And we're going to look at the boys cross-country team as they have regionals tomorrow as well with the girls. Looks like they're also going to be Brown Thrush Park. Of course, still TBA on the time, but if once again, free Saturday.
Yeah.
Why not go out and watch some good old-fashioned running?
Yeah, I believe it will be in the morning typically, and I have that cooler temperature for the runners. And you can't talk about the boys cross-country team without mentioning Luke Brock. Absolutely phenomenal team leader for the boys cross-country team. Actually won the 5A state in the mile last year in track.
And he was City League champion in cross-country last week.
Exactly. So, great runner. And, the whole boys team is stacked. They've been working hard since the summer, running together, building that, team relationship.
And you see here on the screen, on your screen at home, Luke Brock, of course, first place, and then 2 other top 5 finishers for KMC at City League. They're definitely a top contender going into regionals and eventually state. And can't stress it enough. If you are available tomorrow, go out and support the Crusaders.
And
arguably the oldest sport. Sorry to interrupt you there. Running.
Oh, that's true. It is the oldest sport. You want to have all the other sports without running. You got to run to play football.
Their sport is everyone else's punishment. So
yeah.
Now Elias gets a handoff, bursts through the line, and dives for the end zone. Ball comes out, but it looks like he's going to be just inches short of the end zone.
Ball carrier Amari Elias stopped just short of the line.
Yeah, lunged out there trying to get the touchdown. But yeah, looks like he was down now. Great position for the Crusaders to score.
And now looks like he's going to be down to the 2-yard line, according to the referee. And so from the 2-yard line, Amari Elias takes it into the end zone.
And that'll be the 3rd touchdown from Elias. And that is just in his first half.
Wow. Number 45 having one heck of a night so far. And Sophia, I mean, if you're the running back, what's going through your mind right now?
I think, obviously, maybe a little mad about the game last week. Both teams played their hearts out and just fell in St. James' hands, had the opportunity to score that field goal. And so Elias coming out, fired up, and also it's senior night, and he wants to do it for, his brothers on the team, those seniors that have been leading them, his, friends he's been close with, and so I think he wants to do it for them.
And so now scored 21-7 with 7:25 left to go in the first half. And Sophia, if you're Heights, you gotta be thinking you're slipping a little bit here, and you want to get something going. The only score they have is that 70-yard touchdown run by John Randall. Of course, a good highlight to have, but
yeah,
that can be tossed up to Capen's defense coming out of the gate. Maybe lethargic, maybe weren't in unison. But ever since then, Capen's defense has been pretty good at adapting to what Heights has been trying to do on offense.
Yeah, and I think Heights, they really just need to execute. Obviously, it is hard with Capen's defense stepping it up. They have the tools in their toolbox to execute. And,
Washington back deep for the Falcons.
a little momentum not going their way with that fumble last drive, but they definitely can figure it out and use their players to get down the field.
And so now we see Chase DuPont come on to kick off for the 3rd time tonight, I believe. And another high kick. This will be down at the 30-yard line. And that is Kamar Alexander
Fair catch made
on the
by
recovery.
Alexander. First and 10.
And so, Sophia, what's the offensive kind of philosophy for Heights right now?
I think they're probably going to mix and match. As we've seen the whole season, that's where they've had success. They haven't really had success in just one area, but both passing and rushing. And so I think using both of those, they have Randall, rushing. They have great wide receivers. Dingle has a great arm, able to get it to those receivers. And so just using all aspects of their offense and try to spread it out, it'll make it tough for Capen's defense.
Now Dingle looks down the middle of the field. Intercepted by Nathan Thingvall. Wow!
Interception!
Thingvall on the interception. Read that like a book right there.
And Sophia, one of the things that might have affected that ball, the wind coming in a little bit from the east, and was a little slow getting there, gave Thingvall just enough time to get around his, his receiver and pick that ball off. 2nd turnover for Heights, not including the turnover on downs. And so we'll see what Capen can do with another opportunity on offense. This time it's going to go to Elias. And Elias finds some open field.
And
he's going to go. And he's going to have one man to beat. Let's see if he can get there. He's diving. He's going to get tackled about the 3-yard line.
Amari Elias taking it for himself down the field. Man.
And Capen just coming, fast and heavy. He's one punch after another.
And what you gotta love to see is Dylan Hamilton, quarterback, sprinting down the field, trying to give Elias some more room. And man, the efforts from all the players on the team.
And it looks like Crispin going to be able to cap off this drive with a short carry into the end zone. That's his first touchdown of the night. But Sophia, if you're KMC, you gotta be very happy with that drive. We talked about how Heights had a 70-yard touchdown run from Randall, and I didn't even get time to realize how long that run is from Amari Elias. I had to, maybe an estimate of about 60, 65 yards.
Extra point by
but great job by Elias just breaking loose, and again giving credit to the offensive line, and the receivers, just everyone collectively blocking as a team really helps the running backs.
And, you know, one of the stars of the offensive line is number 73, senior William Schotterback. You know, he's the only senior on the line with a bunch of other juniors. Another key contributor is, of course, number 64, John Knapp, at the guard position. Or, excuse me, the center position, I believe. Regardless, great job by the offensive line.
Yeah, doing a tremendous job this whole season, and you know, Coach Bloomer, great job coaching them. Honestly, offensive line, basic job, got to block. You know, but they also have to know which way they're going to block, and so great job by Coach Chris Bloomer making those guys execute, and then the guys just getting the job done.
And Sophia, you see Capen with 200 total yards, and Heights only with 121. If you're, you know, offensively, if you're Heights, you know, we talked about how this was going to be a shootout. And a flag on the play. We'll see what that's about. As it stands, it's around the 30-yard line on the return. But, you know, as we were talking about, it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be who can score the most points and how fast you can do it.
During the return,
And so
receiving team number
this will be
20.
another setback for Heights,
From the end of the run, first down.
as it'll be a holding penalty. We'll see the referee spots it officially, but it looks like they're going to be inside the 30. And looks like it'll be spotted at the 21 of Heights for 1st and 10. Then, as you're talking about earlier, it's going to be a shootout, and so if you're Heights, see yourself, you know, maybe not producing on the offensive front and not, you know, really doing a very good job on the defensive, what for, you know, lack of better terms. What are you thinking if you're the Heights offense right now?
I think, obviously, well, it looks like got a chase down right here, but
This is a lot in the back, and he's going to be he's out of bounds. I'm a little surprised he didn't throw that one away.
But I was gonna say,
And, you know, you hear the announcer say loss of a few. It's a hefty few, I guess. That's gonna be a loss of 12.
and that is, you know, not a great position at all for the Falcons. But
sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties there. Not a touchdown by Henry Crispin, but regardless, a lot going on in the backfield there, Sophia. And let's see what Tingle can do on 2nd down. Once again, rolls out of the pocket and has him in front of him. Instead, throws downfield. Great play on the football by Jake Beeler, number 24. And wow, great job there by the corner. And Beeler doing a great job. He comes in usually in nickel formations, but looks like he was at the safety spot that time, coming in for Charlie Chrisman. But great play there. You know, he was in charge of covering over the middle, up top, and, you know, gets dragged out a little wide, which you get nervous about if you're the defense coordinator, but he did a great job there. And now on 3rd and long, looks like Tingle was looking for an offensive lineman, but I mean, I guess we can say the intended receiver would have been number 62 tackle Pedro Nava. Maybe got a little mixed up there after being chased.
yeah, Kyle Kea doing a great job applying that pressure there on Dingle, and he just had to throw it away.
And so a punt team comes back on for the 2nd time here tonight as Kieran Harrison-Jones will punt it away. Of course, the first time we saw a bad snap, so let's see what the long snapper can do here on this 4th down. Punting out of his own end zone. It's up and away, a high kick. Fair catch at about the 42-yard line. And we 1st and 10 for KMC. Now 6:27 left to go in the first half of play.
1st and 10 Crusaders from the 42.
And Capeman just has the opportunity to just keep running it down the other team's throat and just doing what they're doing. Put pedal to the metal, up by 21, and really just doing a great job with this lead. They don't have to worry about the clock. Still the first half, obviously, too. So Elias is just going to take it for himself yet again.
Wow. I mean, Elias, it almost looks like he's out there alone, and, during some of these runs, as he's unscathed for the first, 8-10 yards of this carry. As looks like Heights will take their final timeout of the half. But you see out here on this play, I mean, he's almost no one's touching him up until that point, where he's already passed the first down marker. And so, Sophia, I mean, if you are the Heights defense, you got to do a better job getting to the ball carrier.
Yeah, and it goes back to the defensive line. They know the Crusaders are looking to run the ball, and something they've been practicing all week. And it's hard, though, once you actually get out there and get out there against, the actual offense and the great running backs, Chrisman and Elias. And it's really hard to execute. So it's something they're just still going to have to make that adjustment.
And, of course, we got to give a quick shout-out to the Glasser family and, of course, Aunt Susie in Pittsburgh. But, wow. Sophia, if you are KMC, you got to be happy with the football that's taking place on the field here tonight so far. As Chrisman will take this one. Forward for about, I guess, maybe 5 yards. See where referee places it. Be 4 yards, and now it'll be 2nd and 6. As Elias cuts back to the middle. You see him get tangled up there. That's going to bring up 3rd down after the short carry. And Sophia, I mean, you're thinking this is 4th down territory?
Possibly.
3rd and 4, Crusaders.
I mean, you got to think Amari Elias can get 4 yards on 2 carries.
I think they definitely can. Well,
and
offsides
that does it. 5 yards.
There we go.
On the part of Heights after the looks like the neutral zone infraction.
Encroachment.
The refs will do one better. Encroachment going to be the call. And now move the ball forward 5 yards and gives Capon a 1st down at the 18-yard line. And Sophia, quick little flashback. During our freshman year, Capon only won 2 games. First coming against the Southeast Golden Buffaloes in the season opener. As Amari Elias gets tackled after a gain of about 7 for a 2nd and 3, it looks like. But Sophia, I have a question for you. Who was the only other team Capon beat in the 2019 season?
It was Heights, and it went into double overtime last regular season game of the year. I remember being in Halloween theme, the student section, and it was a fun game, especially after Capon not having great success that entire season, except the first game, as you mentioned. And so, very low scoring game too, but Crusaders able to come out with that win against Heights.
And now 1st and goal after the Crispin carry. It's going to go to Amari Elias. Amari Elias, wow, high steps into the end zone with men all around him. And, it was still getting a little bit of pizzazz on that touchdown. That's his 4th of the night. And you see on this replay, he just does a great job getting to that corner and puts Capon up another touchdown. And now Chase DuPont on to kick. And see what he can do. Kick up and good.
And real quick, I think we have an update on Charlie Chrisman. Looks like he will not be returning the game. He's got some ice on his shoulder. He was down there on the ground for quite a bit, sports med team working on him. So our prayers to him for quick recovery and that nothing too serious is going on with his shoulder.
And, shout out to the sports med team. Their senior night as well. Of course, Mackenzie Amphone, Camille Bellinger, Abigail Collins, Katie Burr, Zoe Spicer. Just, everyone out there doing a great job on the sideline.
All of them working hard, and of course, led by Dustin, our athletic trainer. He's been here for quite some time, does a great job, cares about all the athletes, and wants to get them back playing as quick as possible.
And we will do our best to update you around the league, around the division, I should say, as, of course, 5A state playoffs start next week. Sadly, we will most likely not be able to stream that contest per KSHA regulations, as DuPont's kick is up and away. High kick looks like going to be fielded by Scales. Scales at about the 30. Finds some room. Will be brought down now. He will be brought down at about the 43-yard line. But as I was saying, playoffs just around the corner. Now, Sophia, if you have been paying attention, if you're a KMC fan, you've been paying attention to playoff seeding and potential rankings as we head into the final game of the regular season. Or not head into, we are watching the final game of the regular season. There is a possibility that Capon could potentially play Bishop Carroll, first round of the playoffs next week. Not too sure on all of what needs to happen for that to be the case, as Randall bounces the outside and is brought down after a game of about 3. But Sophia, if my calculations are correct, by calculations I mean some scratch work I did a couple days back. If Capon wins tonight, if Carroll loses against Wichita East on the other side of town, and then, of course, May South loses tonight, Capon and Carroll should theoretically be the 8-9 seed, and next week's game will be at Bishop Carroll, which, of course, we like to hear as Scales, gets forward for about a 10-yard gain and a first down. Great job there cutting back to the middle of the field. But it's great news for us because we will be able to broadcast that game. But going back to this play, Scales doing a great job of hitting that gap and just coming back to the middle of the field and fighting forward for the first down and then some.
Yeah, and Heights starting to see some success on this drive, getting down the field, changing up what they're doing. You see that little bubble out there worked well and able to get some good yardage from it.
And now Dingle going to hand it off to John Randall. And now the ball is out, and Randall able to pick it up, and he's going to keep running. And, you see Randall a little frustrated there, but, a 25-yard carry isn't bad. You see the ball come out, but it almost like it's on a string in Randall's hands. He's able to gather it and get forward for another, 7 yards or so. And so you can't be too frustrated with a 20-yard gain. Here we go. Inside the 25 of KMC, Heights will have 1st and 10. And we'll see what Dingle does on the first play inside the red zone. It's going to be a toss play to Randall. Now Randall cuts back to the middle of the field, and wow. I keep saying that when Nathan Fury gets his hands on the ball carrier, but Fury able to just wrap him up with a single arm and bring him down to the turf. And Sophia, it really shows you Fury's strength at that middle linebacker position. And he's really been one of the heart and souls of the KMC defense. Yeah, and he has really stepped it up just throughout the season, continuing more and more plays that'll help his team out. It's been awesome to watch. And now Dingle going to hand it off to John Randall. Randall in trouble, will be picked up off his feet and now gently set down. Don't quite know how that happened, but good job by the Capon defensive line, making sure he doesn't get hurt on a harsh fall. Yeah, it looks like he's squatting down there. Hopefully he's all right.
1st and 10 Heights.
He stays on the field. Maybe he's just catching his breath. If you see him, crouch down a little bit on your screen. And Gabe, while we have this little break, I am going to step aside. I got to go down at halftime. Yes, of course. And stay tuned. I will be interviewing Sophia Jamito in the second half, as she leaves now to go celebrate her state championship. Thank you, Gabe. I will be back after halftime, guys. Under the end zone for the touchdown. Sophia just missed out on that play.
Falcons.
But that will bring the score now to 13-35.
Keeper number 2, DJ Dingle.
And now we will see Jones. Oh, no, excuse me, not Jones. Looks like the Heights kicker is number 36. And his kick is up and through the uprights. And
PAT is good. 1:37 left to go.
So no 36
Heights 14.
on my roster. But, regardless, good job by the kicker there. And brings it now 14-35. And you see the yardage totals for both teams. And Capon really dominated in that category. And Heights only with 9 passing yards. Definitely not something you want to see if you're on the Heights sideline. And so we'll see what Capon decides to do now with 1:37 left to go in the first half of play.
Harrison Jones set to kick for the Falcons.
Harrison Jones back on to kick off for Wichita Heights. And Jackson Daniel back to return for KMC. The kick is up and away. Looks like it's going to be fielded by Mario Elias. Now Mario Elias, let's see what he can do with the return game. And he's going to set KMC up with good field position.
Elias with the return out
Gets it out to the 41 for first and 10. And now KMC with just 1:30 left to go. They might just be looking to take it into the locker room. Or, who knows? Maybe Sharks wants to put one more up before the half is over. Now Hamilton hands it off to Henry Crispin. Henry Crispin fights forward for a bad gain of 13. And now Capon is on the opposite side of the field as they march into Heights territory. And here we go in the I formation. Hamilton's going to hand it off to Elias. Elias going to be brought down in the backfield. And so Capon not going to take a timeout. Going to let the clock roll. Quantavis Galloway there on the tackle.
2nd and 12.
And now, under a minute remaining, the handoff goes to Henry Crispin.
Crispin, the ball carrier.
Now, after Crispin's carry, it'll be 3rd and about 11.
And Campbell. That'll bring up 3rd and 11.
And now with 36 and running, KMC maybe just looking to take it into the locker room. The worst thing you'd want to do here is stop the clock. And KMC is running the clock down. Maybe one more play. Let's see what they can do. Hamilton under center. Going to hand it off to Elias. And Elias can be brought down in the backfield. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. Score is 35-14. And overall, just phenomenal first half for KMC.
Halftime here at Stryker Sports Complex. Capon 35, Heights 14.
And overall, great job by KMC. And, a little lost for words without my co-commentator, but I will hit on some key points for Capon in the first half. They did a great job, doing their bread and butter with the run game. Mario Elias absolutely took over in the first half with over 150 yards on the ground. 4 touchdowns to go along with that. And they've done a great job incorporating the passing game as well. And, of course, you can't talk about KMC without talking about their defense. That's been a question mark for them heading into the final stages of the regular season. They've done a great job here tonight, and they'll be looking to continue in the first half. And we'll be back to bring you the second half of play when we come back, and we will step aside for the KMC Palmies performance.
Please direct your attention to midfield as we recognize a special Capon accomplishment. On Monday and Tuesday of this week, our Capon Mount Carmel girls golf team won their 3rd consecutive KSHSAA 5A State Golf Championship in Heston, Kansas. Members of the state championship team are Maddie Cartwright, Tilly Jones, Meg Tilma, Ava Trong, Maddie Engel, Sophia Jamino, and Alexa Garrett. Individual medalists in the championship were Maddie Cartwright, 17th place, Alexa Garrett, 5th place, and Meg Tilma, 2nd place. The team is coached by head coach Marie Thomas and her assistants Corey Novastone and Eric Johnson. Great job, ladies and coaches. Let's give it up for your Cape and State Championship team and coaches. Go Crusaders! Now let's welcome to the field our POMI Boot Camp participants. These 17 middle school dancers recently joined us to learn what it takes to be a POMI. The KMC POMIs will also have the annual Future POMI Clinic this winter during basketball season, available for all ages. More information will be released soon. Future Crusaders, take it away. KMC POMIs. Tonight's performance was choreographed by seniors Alba Davis, Ava Wynn, and Caroline Miller. The POMIs are coached by Sophie Frankenberg and Paige Clefcorn. Let's welcome your KMC POMIs.
Now we're rocking up.
Great job, Pommies. Again, we want to welcome our special guests tonight, alumni graduates from Cape and Mount Carmel, Chaplain Cape and Memorial, and Mount Carmel Academy. We appreciate your support of our current Crusaders. Go Crusader alumni!
And welcome back to the second half of action in the KMC versus Heights game to end off this season, the regular season that is. And Sophia, I talked about some of Capen's key points in the first half. What are some of Heights, biggest things from the first half? Maybe, a recap, if you will.
Yeah, I think they really need to try to figure it out on the defensive end. That's something they can improve. Obviously Elias absolutely dominating on the field, and it's hard to stop a guy like Elias. Let's be honest. And so, just making those adjustments during halftime will be crucial for the Falcons. And really, on the offensive end, they've had some good things. Most of those attributed to Randall. However, just trying to use all the players they possibly can will be key. Keeping that spread formation, I think, has really helped them a lot. And just executing on the offensive end, and that's where they will find their success.
And, a big thing, I think, on Capen's side of that is the fact that KMC has done a great job of, reacting to what Heights has shown them and, adapting the defense to really go perfectly against the vertical run scheme almost that Heights has been running. Because Heights, has really been trying to spread things out with even their formations, but not just their formations, with flat passes, with screen passes. Just overall, they've done a very good job about getting their playmakers out into open space. Now that being said, Capen on defense has done a great job of counteracting that. Just we saw a key play was there was supposed to be a dump off screen pass to John Randall, but defensive end Lewis Shawya, he recognizes what's about to happen, slides into that gap that they were hoping to get Randall in.
Yeah.
And Dingle was hit with that's always open. Now it's not. Now what do? And it ends up in a 12-yard loss. Now that being said, we'll head back to the field for the second half of action as Chase DuPont kicks off. And it's another high kick. And it looks like Scales is going to take this one. And Scales with some open room is eventually going to be brought down after breaking a few tackles.
Scales on the return for the Falcons.
Does a great job. And that sets up Heights in some pretty solid field position north
Howard on the stop for
of the
Crusaders.
35.
First
Actually,
and 10
north of the
Heights.
40, as they'll be placed at the 41 for 1st and 10. And so we'll see what Heights wants to do with their first offensive drive. And we talked about it a little bit during just a moment ago. Sophia, what is Heights looking to do on their first offense?
Yeah, they're going to continue that spread formation, and I think Randall is going to be fired up. Randall and Dingle, two key players on the Falcons team. I think they're going to, take it for their own and try to make those plays. But again, as you've seen on this play, it is very hard against this tough Capen defense. And the Capen defense has come a long way throughout the season.
On the stop for the
We've seen them
Crusaders.
struggle, game in and game out, just trying to make those plays and execute.
Second and
But
10 Falcons.
they've been doing a great job during this game so far against a very dominant offensive team. And so it's great for them to see and gives, some light for their future in the playoff on the defensive end.
Exactly right. And we'll see what the defense can do on now 2nd and 10 after the no gain run by John Randall. And this will be another run with Randall. Randall not going to get much on this one either, as that brings up 3rd and about 6. Maybe a little generous spotting there by the ref, but regardless, 3rd down. And actually 3rd down and 7 will be the down and distance.
And Turner.
And we'll see what Heights can do trying to convert.
And Gabe, the wind has picked up a little bit, and that's going to be a factor, especially for Heights in the passing game, as we saw that interception in the first half from Nathan Thingvall. Part of that was due to the wind. The ball was in the air a little bit longer than, should have been, and so it's a hard thing to handle.
And now Dingle tries to get the first down on his own, and he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss, and that brings up 4th and 8.
Fury in there on the tackle, bringing up
Looks like
4th
Nathan
and
Fury
8
going to be the first one there. And punt team comes on as Noah Schreck and Jackson Daniel head back to return for KMC.
And not quite the start the Heights Falcons were looking for. They had the ball, had the chance to get another score on the scoreboard, but again, Capen's defense coming out strong. We didn't see that in the beginning of the game as they allow a 70-yard run from John Randall, but they're prepared now and they know what they need to do, and they're doing a great job of doing that.
And now after the punt is down at about the 22,
Ball
good
down
punt,
inside the 25.
by the way, by looks like that was Harrison Jones, number 55 of Heights.
First and 10 Crusaders from the 21.
Let's see what Capon can do with their first offense drive. And Sophia, what do you think they'll be planning for here?
I think, giving it to Elias, like this play right here, it's been
Elias
successful
on the
the
run.
entire game. And, coaches understand by, halftime what type of
Stopped up by
defense the
corner,
other
Hayden
team is
Roper,
playing.
bringing
And
up 2nd and 1.
the run game has been working well, and occasionally they'll throw in a pass or two here. That'll work and be successful,
First
but
down,
if the
Capon.
running is working, they're going to
Crispin
stick
on
to
the run
that.
time.
And they've built a solid lead with that strategy.
Was tackled by number 24, Michael
And
Smith.
now
First and 10 Capon.
Henry Chrisman plunges forward for another first down. And, 10 attempts for
with the ball
35
there.
yards and a touchdown. Maybe doesn't seem too monumental. But Sophia, he's played a
Galloway's first one at the scene.
key role
Second
in
and 7
Capon's
Crusaders.
offense here tonight, getting those tough yards when needed. And Sophia, what do you think about Henry Crispin at the fullback position?
I think he's taken the place of, we had Will Doolittle last year in that fullback position, absolutely dominant. And Henry Crispin just being a junior. Will Doolittle's junior year, we started to see him
Carter
get
on
in
the
more
side
as
for
a
the
fullback
Falcons.
position, get comfortable. And we've been seeing the same thing
Elias on
from
the run.
Crispin, and he's slowly getting more comfortable. And at first, his mentality was,
Third and 5
just dive
Crusaders.
straight ahead, try to get those downs, which are big plays and crucial for him to do. But he's also noticed those gaps, and he's had that opportunity to get upfield.
Now 3rd and 6 for KMC. Let's see what happens here. And that's going to be an Amari Elias carry, but it's not going to be
Elias
enough for the
just short of
first down.
marker.
And Sophia, you're up big here in the third quarter. It's 4th and 1. Do you go for it?
Campbell
Try to make a
on that
statement?
one, 4th and
Or
1
there's our
Yeah,
answer.
there
The
you
punt
go
team is
for
not
it.
even going to sniff the field as Dylan Hamilton keeps for himself and plunges forward. It looks like he's going to get
Quarterback sneak.
A healthy
Number 11, Dylan Hamilton.
amount of yardage there and the first down.
And speaking of Hamilton, want to give a quick shout out to his family members in both Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Know you guys are huge fans, and so thank you for tuning in.
And now Amari Elias going to run into the referee. And it looks like the ref is going to be okay.
Elias with the big run.
It's going to be about a gain of 25. But not something you want to see as the ref gets in the line of fire.
Yeah.
And you see here on the replay, just
First and 10 Crusaders.
wrong place, wrong time, and then amplified by the fact Scales had been hanging on to Elias.
Yeah.
Really kind of brought down the ref with him. But
on the
regardless, it
carry
looks
for
like
no
Henry
gain.
Crispin's going to get another carry, this time for no gain. Brings up 2nd and 10. And now Hamilton communicating with the sideline. And we'll see what they do. Another handoff to Elias.
Elias with the carry.
Going to be brought down after about a gain of 3. And Sophia, we talked about a lot in the first half and how it seemed like Capon was playing a fast-paced style of football, but at the same time we're chewing up some clock with the run game. And at this point in the game, as we mentioned earlier, up big. Are you looking to maybe just focus on running off time, or are you more so focused on keeping running up the score?
I think a little bit of both, but as this drive has been slower,
Flag on
and
the play.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think at this point in the season, the points difference won't really make a huge difference in the playoff scene. You never know.
You never know. I mean, with tonight going to be the final decision. You never know. But as you said,
Yeah.
I mean, the standings aren't going to move too much.
Holding
But-
offense.
And now a holding penalty on Cape Mount Carmel will push them back 10 yards.
Repeat, third down.
It'll still be 3rd down, however, so it'll be about 3rd and 17.
And
That's your saying, Sophia?
Yeah, Coach Sharts and Coach Bird they know how to handle the clock, and
Penalty will bring up 3rd and 19 for the
I don't think they're too worried. They have, a pretty good lead, but they cannot, get comfortable. That's, main thing in any sport. You cannot get comfortable with the lead. Just need to keep doing what they're doing. And, if the clock goes down, the clock goes down. But if Elias has a huge breakaway run and scores, there's, no problem with that either.
And I think you're exactly right. And we'll see what they do here. And Sophia, we'll see on the Henry Crispin run. And he's going to get a ton of yardage on what should be a short gain. But Crispin doing a great job keeping his legs moving. And so he'll bring it back out to about 4th and 7. And it looks like the punt team is going to stay on sideline. That's what I was just going to say, Sophia. I mean, do you go for it here? You're playing a pretty aggressive style of football. Why not keep at it?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're going to do here.
And now here goes Hamilton. Fakes the handoff to Crispin. Now has Ancio in the middle. And now Ancio going to be brought down about the 5-yard line. And flag. And this looks like it's going to be roughing the passer. And the referee checking on Dylan Hamilton. He took a hard hit on that play. And we'll see if the cameras were able to catch that. And yeah. I mean, the camera kind of moves away, but you see that shoulder kind of hit Dylan Hamilton almost in the helmet. And that's a very vulnerable position. And it looks like he'll head to the sideline to get checked out. We hope that he's okay. But for now,
Personal foul, target.
it's going to be targeting, not even roughing the passer. It will be targeting, so he will receive a warning, and it will be a personal foul. And it will be half the distance to the goal line from the spot where Ancio is down.
Hamilton to Ancio.
So it looks like it's going to be placed at about the 3 or the 4, or maybe somewhere in between. And yes, the 2.5 yard line going to be the spot. And it looks like Caping going to go with the Wildcat as Mario Elias takes it, and he's just going to take it to the end zone all by himself. That's his 5th touchdown of the evening. Now the Wildcat formation this time, a little bit unique.
Yeah, Gabe, I've always been a fan of the Wildcat formation. It's just something different and kind of cool to see, and works well when you have a dominant running back like Elias there and just, taking it into the end zone.
Exactly right, Sophia. And you score so many touchdowns, you gotta start thinking of unique ways to do it. You gotta,
exactly.
add something a little spicier to the highlight
make
roll.
it fun.
And now Chase DuPont's kick is up and good.
PAT by DuPont
Makes
is
the
good.
score now 42 to 14.
42. Heights 14.
And look at this play again, just perfect execution by the offensive line. Just converging and creating just enough space past the goal line for Elias to plunge forward and get the score.
Yeah, I noticed Lewis Trolley and Nathan Fury put in there on that play for that extra blocking. Doing a great job of executing.
And Sophia, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about you right now. And Sophia, just walk me through a little bit what it was like to be on the girls 5A state championship team for golf.
Yeah, it's really great experience. Coming into this golf season, had back-to-back state championships. And, just building, got to shout out my coaches, Coach T, Coach Eric Johnson, and Coach Corey Novascone. All of them just building that winning culture around us every day in practice, every tournament. Not only do we want to win, but we want to dominantly win. And so that's something our coaches drilled into us this entire season. And the conditions were not great Monday and Tuesday, and, same for everyone. But we all fought through and, came out with the win. It was a great experience for the entire team.
And now Washington going to be in some trouble and eventually going to be brought down about the 13-yard line. You saw it on, the recovery there. You let it bounce, which, if you're a special teams coach, typically the number one philosophy is, especially on kickoff, do not let the football touch the ground. And, even on punt return, typically, it's a little different. Maybe you're backed up and you let the ball bounce inside the 10. But, especially on kickoff return, you never want to let the ball hit the ground, and it happens there. And that sets up Heights in some difficult field position now, and the ball actually going to be officially spotted at the 14 for 1st and 10. And Heights, Sophia, we keep bringing up the yards, their total yard differential, and Capen with 304 yards, and now Heights with just 162. Capen almost doubling Heights' production.
Yeah.
And now after a delayed game, Heights going to be pushed back yet again, and now going to be at the 9-yard line for 1st and 15.
Yeah, similar situation in the first half for the Falcons. Did not have great field position. Then, Dingle got, pushed out of bounds. Loss of, I think it was 12 on that specific play. But now, pushed back again. Similar situation, and it's very hard to get out of.
And a juggling catch is made, but for little to no gain, as that was Lionel Washington on the reception.
Dingle's pass
And
is
it will be
completed
now
to
2nd and 14.
for a gain of 1. 2nd and 14 Falcons.
And so Heights struggling a little bit with getting their play calls onto the field and, executing time. They're being a little bit more cautious about it now, but they've really been cutting it close with the play clock. And so we'll see what happens here on 2nd and 14. As now play clock kicks down, they get the snap off. And now Lionel Washington gonna get on the jet sweep. And he's gonna plunge for it. Back gain is 7. Solid gain, sets him up for
Daniel
3rd
Turner on
down
the stop,
and manageable.
bringing up 3rd and 7 for the Falcons.
And Sophia, we talked about when it's necessary for Capen to go forward on 4th down. But, is it panic time for Heights? If you're down this much in the second half?
It might be, 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Then you only have the fourth quarter to play. And if they want a chance of, coming back, they got to go now. And so I definitely think going for it in 4th down is something to think about.
And we'll see if that's necessary after the Scales reception, and it won't be. As Scales able to plunge forward past the yard, the line to gain, and it'll be a 1st and 10 from about the 32, 26. 26-yard line. Not quite 32,
Yeah.
but close to it.
Close.
Regardless, here comes Heights for 1st and 10. And now Heights gonna hand it off to Randall. Randall trying to make something happen, breaks several tackles before he goes down. Gets all the way out to about the 49.
For a 1st down for the Falcons.
And that's going to be another 1st down.
Yeah, and now, Heights trying to, hurry up, get some momentum and try to use it.
Key on the stop for the Crusaders.
Great job by Randall. Really just, breaking tackles. There's not much else you can say about that. And now it goes back to Randall. This time not going to get as many yards as last time. And it'll be 2nd down. And it looks like we'll step aside yet again for an injury.
Timeout for an injured offensive player.
Yeah, never like to see anyone injured on the field. And
Especially as we head into the final stages of the regular season. And so now we'll take a look at the boys soccer team. Regionals, of course, next Tuesday at Bishop Carroll. It'll be at 6 o'clock, so if you're free Tuesday night, feel free to come on down to the west side of Wichita at Bishop Carroll and see our boys in blue play.
yeah, and you got to
I
get.
guess they will be in white. Our boys in white.
Yes, they
Sorry
will
about
be
that.
in white, but props to goalie Brandon Loomis. Always done a great job, playing varsity since his freshman year, really contributing to the team. And there's a lot of pressure on the goalie position, and so great job by him, especially as a senior leading his team to success. And good luck to those guys on Tuesday.
And so now Dingle looks like he's going to take it in the gun
2nd and 8 Falcons
for 2nd down. And Sophia, what are some maybe areas of improvement for Heights right now?
Maybe just, being more consistent. I think looks like there's a flag on the play.
And Sophia, that might just be an unfortunate circumstance here as you see,
Flag on the field.
it's hard when you're a defensive player because there's one, you see, I believe that's Jake Beeler coming in after the fact, and Nathan Fury. See, Adrian Turner gets there first. That's what I'm trying to say. Adrian Turner gets there first. He's wrapping up, and it's hard to tell, is he going to break tackle, is he not? So Jake Beeler and Nathan Fury come in to maybe allow some run support. That can be easily identified as a late hit sometimes. And it looks like the referee's discussing.
Personal foul.
And it dead.
Defense
And it's going to be targeting.
15-yard penalty.
Sorry for my surprise. That is not quite a late hit. That's very different, in fact. Targeting implies a hit to the head intentionally with the, you have to lower your shoulder. And just as I said earlier with the Heights player who received a target penalty, it's going to be a warning
Penalty will bring up 1st and 10.
for, I believe, Nathan Fury.
Yeah, and it's a hard position, for these guys coming in at full speed. Obviously, need to protect every player on the field. It's sometimes just hard to stop and hard to prevent.
And, a circus act there by Heights on that play after a juggled snap and then a juggled reception is not going to be completed. And so it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. And Sophia, the Falcons have always. I feel like a Falcon is a great mascot. It's been one of my favorites throughout the years. What do you say? What's your favorite mascot you've seen?
In high school?
Or just in general.
In general.
I mean, the Heights logo is just the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I don't know. There's been some pretty cool ones. I think when I was younger, I liked the Seahawks logo a lot, especially the color scheme. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool, but.
And sorry to interrupt you here.
Yeah,
real
no
quick.
problem.
Give me Natalia sack there, and Dingo having a hard time getting away from this one. As you see on the instant replay, Kyle Kea, he recently, just this week, moved to the interior defensive line. You see why here. He gets that one-on-one matchup, able to slip by, does a great job of keeping his feet moving, able to move laterally and get the sack.
Yeah.
But, going back, I also am a big fan of the Dolphins, as you know. And I think that's my favorite mascot.
The Dolphins.
The color. You talk about the colorway. The Dolphins colorway is my favorite as well.
You know what? I have to agree with that completely. Actually, I think the color scheme is kind of crucial to making a mascot look good. It's very important. So.
And after the incomplete pass, it'll be 4th and 16. As a colorblind individual.
Yeah.
It's some teal and orange. Those are pretty distinguishable.
Yeah, bright colors able for you to see. Yeah, that's good. You're green and red colorblind. Is that correct? Red green.
Same. Yeah, it's just a
same
different
thing.
order.
I just said it opposite. Yeah. Very. Can you tell a big difference?
No. As Dingle looks for the end zone, and this will be through the hands of Lionel Washington. Wow, incomplete, and that gives Caven back the football.
Turnover on downs.
But no. Wait, what was the question? Sorry. Oh, can I tell the difference? No, I think the biggest thing is greens. For me, at least, I know a lot of.
Timeout for
It'll be another injury timeout, and
he looks like he's in a lot of pain
yeah,
right now,
that's
moving
not
around
good.
there on the field.
We're gonna take your attention away from that, and zoom in on. There we go. That's the KMC huddle. Great group of guys there. But statistically, probably some colorblind individuals in there as well. Males, typically the ones who suffer from it the most. And it's not that big of a deal, I can't be a pilot, and I cannot be a train conductor. Those are the only two things they told me I can't do.
Yeah, I'm sure that was sad to hear after watching all those Top Gun movies. Makes a kid want to be a pilot, but it's a tough job.
That's true.
And
I thought a train conductor would be fun.
that would be fun too.
To toot the horn.
Yeah, a job you don't typically think of nowadays, but yeah.
Who knows? Trains might be coming back as there's a more fuel efficient way.
Yeah.
I don't know. You never thought I would talk about this during a football game, but
Me either, but
yeah.
Both
there you
really
go.
cool, really cool jobs, but.
As The Heights player is still looking to be helped off the field. Sophia, what is, we talked about it. I don't know if the stream was able to pick up the senior night introductions. We talked a little bit about our favorite moments. Sophia, you talked about it a little bit with your announcement, but walk us through your favorite moment as a commentator.
So my favorite moment was the Northwest game last year. It was the quarterfinals, I believe.
It was?
And Capon, it was, I think it was tight in the first half, I believe. It was not.
It was not.
Not,
well, I mean, competitive,
but not.
Heights was definitely in the control of the game.
Yeah, Northwest, yeah.
Northwest.
And I just remember.
And speaking of Heights real fast, Washington able to walk out the field under his own power. Always good to see. Let's go back to your.
But yeah, so I thought it was pretty competitive, but Northwest started definitely pull ahead. Second half was not looking good at all, and honestly, the whole game was a blur, and I was pretty nervous the whole time. I believe both of us were, walking around pacing, but Capon came back. Huge comeback, absolutely insane. It was a great game to be a part of, and yeah, so happy to be able to broadcast such an exciting game.
Yes, as Mario Elias able to get forward for about a gain of 6, brings up second down. And I have to agree with you, that was a great moment to just be a part of. As another handoff, this time again to Amari Elias. It'll be a first down. It gets forward to about the 45. And you see it here on the replay. And forgot to mention, of course, Jackson Daniel in at quarterback after Dylan Hamilton leaves the game. And now Pete Gann able to get forward for about 12 yards and a first down. Wow. I have never seen a more electric runner on the field out there, Sophia. I've never seen more ferocity in a tailback, or actually a fullback, sorry. But just an absolute unit out there.
He truly is.
6
Love to
foot,
see him out there.
245, just absolute unit. And now Henry Crispin going to get forward for about a gain of 1 or 2. Short gain, and so bring up second down.
And as you mentioned, Gabe, Jackson Daniel on the field. If you notice, his brace is off that we mentioned at the beginning of the game. He had a brace on his right wrist. Not sure what the injury was, but
That's the end of the third quarter.
And now he's taking it off, playing through the pain, doing what he has to do for his team, stepping up in quarterback position. So great job by him.
Yeah, and just as you mentioned, but as we head into the final quarter of play, we look at the stats a little bit here, and Capon really dominating in all aspects of the game almost. Of course, 331 rushing yards, the thing that catches your eyes the most. But Sophia, what out of these stats you see here, what catches your eye the most?
I think what really catches my eye is the difference in passing yards. Capon with 57, Heights with 9. Typically in the past we've seen Heights throw more, and that hasn't been very successful for them either tonight. No, either end of their offense has been working well. Obviously Randall's been making some great plays, but that just shows that Capon's secondary they've been improving a lot under Coach Peabody and Coach Stevens, and just executing, getting the job done. And a lot of that is also just from the defense of line applying that pressure to the quarterback.
Now after a direct snap, Amari Elias, wow, really turning on the Jets there. Sorry for the really loud interruption there. But Amari Elias does a great job just fighting forward, and man, really turning on the Jets there. You see the ability Amari Elias has to, in the open field, really turn on the engines, and Amari Elias takes another direct snap into the end zone. And so, you talk about earlier, Sophia, how you like the Wildcat as flags on the play. This looks like it's going to be for unnecessary roughness. But, you love the Wildcat, and this is, I believe the third or fourth Wildcat formation Capon has run. And so now looks like unnecessary roughness.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Wichita Heights. Penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
And that'll be tagged onto the kickoff.
Touchdown run by number 45.
But for now, we'll see Chase DuPont.
That call was on number 13. That's his first towards disqualification.
And yeah, Elias just out of the wildcat position. We haven't seen that at all this year, and so great job by him.
And we just heard it over the intercom, 6 touchdowns. This is a reminder, 6 touchdowns for Mario Elias here tonight. Wow.
It's a big number. That is, for touchdowns, that's pretty good.
And as Chase DuPont lines up for extra point, that is up and good. But you talked about your favorite moment.
What is yours, Gabe?
Now I will say the 17-point comeback, 18-point comeback, 18. I think it was an 18-point comeback. So I think at one point Northwest led 35-17. And so Capon, of course, coming back. That was just, as I said earlier, amazing to be a part of that moment, and just have. I'm going to be able to have that, and you will too. And every player on that field is going to be able to have that that moment, that game on replay for the rest of their life. And so it's great to be part of that game. But on my sheet, I did put, of course, anytime Louis Tralia jumps off sides. And anytime Mario Elias scores a touchdown. And there you go. For his 6th of the night, Mario Elias does a great job out of the Wildcat formation getting into the end zone. And we talked about earlier, Heights has a very dangerous return team. Now, that being said, they haven't seen very much success in the return game so far this time out. But, Sophia, maybe that's the spark they need.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, they're running out of options here.
It's something they can, try to make happen, and we've seen that success as against Carroll, like you mentioned, that return for a touchdown, and it's something they're capable of doing, and something they're going to have to lean on, as like you said, other options are not working too well.
And here we go from the Heights 45. Chase DuPont kicks off. And that will be out of the back of the end zone. And sorry, I forgot to mention that that unnecessary roughness call was added on to the kickoff instead of the PAT. So Heights will now have it at their own 20-yard line for 1st and 10.
And Gabe, we've seen a lot of injuries tonight, one of those coming from Charlie Chrisman. I had a chance to talk to him during halftime. Unfortunately, he is
doing some behind-the-scenes work I didn't know about.
Behind the scenes, fortunately, he's out for the rest of the season. It was his 5th shoulder dislocation this season.
This season alone?
Or, I don't know if it's this season or in the past, but that's what he said, 5th shoulder dislocation. They got it back in there, but sad to see him out. I know he's been dealing with that for a very long time. But you see just, the support from his team. So that's great to see.
Absolutely. And after... Looks like Randall was the ball carrier on that one. I'll bring up 2nd down. And Chrisman, of course, a key part of that secondary. But, he usually is at that safety position. Sometimes he slides down at the nickelback position. But safety position is something that Capon has a little bit of depth at. And so that's always good when you have a player go out with an injury. And now it looks like Dingle able to pass to Scales for the 1st down. Brought down by number 1, Jackson Daniel. And Sophia, we talked about him quite a bit during the Carroll game because he was phenomenal. But talk a little bit more about Jackson Daniels and what he's contributed to the team, as only a sophomore.
Yeah, young guy, but he's very athletic, works hard. And he just does, works on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. On the defensive end, he does a great job of reading the ball, finding the man, getting that tackle, chasing someone down. He's got a lot of speed. And then offense, he's had, a pass playing quarterback. And so that's great for Capon to have a guy that is able to step in there and they know they can be confident in. And, mostly we see him as a rushing threat in the quarterback, but also has a great arm, so...
And back to the field, we see Randall get a handoff. And that'll be good for the 1st down. And Sophia, if I'm not mistaken, the last quarterback safety player for Cape Mount Carmel was, in fact, your brother, Andrew Gemino.
Yeah, that is true. Kind of, both of them kind of similar, I would say. Not, super tall, but very shifty, very fast. And, yeah, my brother had a good run at quarterback and safety. And, yeah, that's what, one of the other memories, gotta say favorite memories as a broadcaster. Getting to broadcast the games he was in, really cool experience to do that when you have family on the team. So.
And now John Randall tries to get past Nathan Fury, but didn't stand a chance. Once Fury got both hands on him there.
Brought down by number 4, Nathan Fury.
But still showing a great deal of athleticism. Randall just explosive whenever he gets into any sort of open green space. And Sophia, sorry to interrupt your memento there to your brother. Here he's at Arkansas now, doing just fine.
Yeah, he's...
Of course, playing 1 year at Highland Community College. So I probably just stole one of your points because you were, in fact, the person who told me that. But
oh, you're totally fine, Gabe. You got to step away from football at some point, and it was time for him. But I always remember the Friday Night Lights, and I think that's huge, especially for the seniors on this team, is just remembering the great times playing, with their teammates, their brothers on the team, and it's really a great experience in high school playing high school football. So
exactly right. And now after the dingle carry, we will have 2nd down and 7, and we'll see what Dingle and the Falcons will do on this play. Still with that spread offense, as this is going to be a flat. That's going to be Scales, and Scales able to make something happen there with a pass out of the backfield.
Dingle's pass completed to Scales for a first.
And Sophia, Heights really sticking with this spread formation for their offense. Do you think at some point they might try to switch to something else, or is it one of those things, this is what we're good at, we're going to stick to this, and hopefully it works?
I think they're just going to keep sticking with it. It's kind of too late to maybe change something up. 7:40 left in the game, and I think those little short routes, like you mentioned at halftime, are working really well for them. And, trying to get the ball to Randall, try to create as much, damage separation as he can will be huge.
Dingle brought down by Turner.
And now another dingle carry will be stopped by Adrian Turner, the senior.
2nd and 6 Falcons.
And Sophia, if you're Heights, you come into this game, you'll now be 4-4, and you'll drop to not a good standing in the 6A rankings. What are you thinking going into the playoffs next week?
Yeah, they're going to have to clean some things up. It's hard against this defense. The defensive line, again, right there, making huge plays.
Yeah, number 55, Brody Holovach, there on the sack.
3rd and 9.
And Sophia, one of the highlights for Cape in this game on both sides of football has been the defensive line. Of course, Ben Zaludicki and Brody Holovach and Kyle Kea doing a great job there on the interior defensive line. And Sophia, you talked about how Heights has been mainly trying to bounce it to the outside, but now we see Randall find some room and gets wide open into the end zone. I was getting ready to say there how Heights has been forced to go outside just because the interior defensive line has done such a great job of closing up the holes, but Randall able to find one nonetheless, and then finds about 20 yards of open green space after that. And that brings the score now 20-49. Let's see what the mysterious number 36 can do on this. As a quick reminder, we do not have a 36 on our roster, but we'll see what happens. As one more blocker comes on for Heights. And kick is up and good.
Good short one again, but
ekes into the just left of the right upright.
Heights 21.
But
students, if you
here we go.
Will need a
Sophia, if you are Cape Mount Carmel, there isn't too much you would be unhappy about right now, I would think.
Yeah, they came, absolutely on fire. They had a fumble second drive of the game, and that could be, a little unsettling for any team.
Excuse me, you mean Capon?
Yeah, Capon did.
Sorry.
Yeah, excuse me, Gabe. And so, Heights also having one later in
And
the
an
first
interception.
half. Yeah, but as I was saying, Capon with that fumble kind of slows down the momentum as they scored, and then Heights scored. But the defense really picked up the offense, made the plays, and the defense has continued to do that the entire game, and it's really been helpful. And then, of course, Amari Elias dominating on the offense.
And now Jones' kick gets into the hands of Noah Schreck. Now Noah Schreck gonna fight, but he's gonna be brought down just past the 25-yard line. I see the referee spots it. But Sophia, we talked about when Heights was returning. If you're a special teams coach, one of the biggest things is telling your players, hey, don't let that football touch the turf. But that might be one of the positive things if you're looking at that from the the kickoff team's perspective is hit a line drive, maybe the ball hits the turf, gets a weird bounce, and you never know what happens. So
yeah, exactly.
Great job there by Jones on that kickoff. And now Preston Roberts checked into the football game at quarterback, and the handoff goes to Noah Schreck.
Schreck on the run.
That it will be good for about 4 yards. Brings up second down.
Brought down by
And
Scales.
Sophia,
6.
Preston Roberts comes in with a perfect completion rate and a 104 passer rating. The senior quarterback is really going to have a chance to shine here in the final minutes of the regular season. And what are you expecting from him?
Yeah, I think he has a chance, on this senior night to get in. And I think, they're going to stick with, handing it off. It seems like a simple job, but he's got to, do it right and execute. He's been practicing all season, all summer, and so
I think I don't think I ever saw, or I've never seen a better handoff than the one I just saw there to Noah Schreck.
Yeah.
For a couple of yards, sets up third and short, and we'll see what KMC does on third down. And Sophia, as a senior yourself in athletics, what's it feel like to hang up the golf gloves?
Yeah, putting up the golf gloves
for the final time, putting the driver away for the final time.
Yeah.
I guess the putter would be the putter for the last time.
Yeah, the putter.
Hopefully you aren't putting with the driver.
I would, that would be something to try. Now that I'm not doing competitive golf, I can.
With you guys, winning by 22 strokes at the state championship, you probably could have.
I should have just pulled out the driver. But yeah, it's kind of. I try not to think about it too much. It was just kind of a cool experience. So you're like, I'm a senior. Last time I get to do this competitively.
And now Noah Schreck does some open field. He's at the 20 to 15, blocked out of the 10. Sorry to jump in there, but Noah Schreck able to come in, sophomore running back, and absolute great execution there by the whole team. Great job by the offensive line. Great handoff by number 15, and great blocking by number 37, Pete Gann.
Yeah, I love to see the young guys getting some action and doing well. You see Noah Schreck here.
Just turn on the jets. Just great job there.
Yeah, absolutely awesome.
And now, see what happens on this carry. That will be once again Noah Schreck. However, this will be just short of the goal line. It'll be second and goal. And now Amari Elias comes back into the game and potentially looking for his 7th touchdown of the evening.
I wonder if there's, do you know, Gabe, if there's some record of touchdowns in a single game?
I don't know, but if it's 7, he just broke it. And so Amari Elias takes it in from about 2 yards out. I do know, however, Amari Elias is the single game rushing yards record holder with 349 against Westminster a couple weeks back. But yeah, 7 touchdowns. It's hard to imagine that anyone was able to score more than 7 touchdowns, but you never know. Maybe back in the glory days of the 80s under Ed Crewell, someone was able to do it. But regardless, Capon goes up now 55 and now 56 21 as Chase DuPont knocks it through the uprights.
DuPont's
Perfect.
kick is good.
8 for 8.
Crusaders lead it with 3
Messed up
minutes
my
left.
multiplication there a little bit, but 8 for 8 on the evening. And he will now head out to kick it off for quite possibly the final time of the regular season.
Guidance request upon completion of the football game.
And
All fans,
Gabe, just
spectators,
noticing Heights only with 21 points, obviously still 3:14 left in the game, but they're used to averaging 35.5 points per game. And so that just shows how Cape's defense has done a great job containing them.
Exactly right. And so we'll see what Cape decides to do with this kickoff. And props to the kickoff team. We keep talking about, keep referencing the fact that Heights has a very dangerous return team, but they've done a great job mixing it up on kickoffs and really making it hard for Heights to do much of anything, as this will be out of bounds. And now we'll draw some laundry onto the field.
Kick out of bounds, kicking team. That replaces the
And so
35-yard line.
it will be brought out to the 35-yard line for 1st and 10. And Sophia, if you're...
Back them up and re-kick.
And excuse me, never mind. Looks like we're going to have another kickoff, as it is a possibility for, to elect to re-kick the football from, I believe, 5 yards back, potentially 10. We'll see where DuPont ends up kicking from.
And I think their thought process with this is hopefully one of the returners will get the ball in their hands and try to, get downfield, something like that is what I could imagine happening.
And so this will be at the 30, typically, no, 35, nope. 30, 35? 35.
35.
That's where the tee is going to be placed. And typically at the 40, of course. And so we will see Chase DuPont on the kickoff once again. And Sophia, I was teaching you how to kick off before the game. And I mean,
Yeah.
they probably should have put you out there to see what you could do.
I know. I don't know how good it would go, especially with this wind still picking up a lot.
Knocks the ball off the tee, matter of fact.
But man, just DuPont really performing.
Filling the shoes of Isaac Smith.
Exactly.
And actually, he's going to elect to have his holder, Trip Wright, come on to help him out with keeping the ball upright. And so now the an onside kick. And wow, looks like sophomore Austin Howard.
Kick recovered by the Crusaders.
And
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but regardless, it will be KMC football. And
From the 50.
it looks like Trip Wright might have let go of the ball a little early, and
Who knows? We'll have to.
I don't know. It looks like we're going to be unable to get the instant replay on that one, but
Man,
it looks like Preston Robert is going to come back onto the field and see what the senior can do. And now Pete Gannon going to get the handoff.
and then
I'm still
who
trying to
knows?
wrap my head around. It'd be hard to imagine that Cape would go for an onside kick up by 45.
By Powell.
Or no, 35. 35.
Second and 9.
I don't know.
Again, I gotta go back to math class. I can't get the score right. But who knows? Maybe just practicing the onside kick for the playoffs.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Gabe.
That's,
I think
You want to provide some color commentary to that one?
I think it might have been intentional, as I don't know if he could miss that bad.
I don't know if I would.
Well,
I don't know if I would put it like that. But okay.
Brought down
Like-
by Carter.
I think DuPont knows what he's doing, and
3rd and 5.
he's very successful and skilled. And I can't imagine. I don't know.
And it's a 3rd and 5 now, regardless, and so looks like Robert's trying to catch him outside there.
Yeah, and so I actually have Mr. Breitenbach, Gabe's father, over here on the right of me, and he believes it was intentional to do that onside kick. And
As now it
I
looks
would
like
agree with that.
Bears will be sacked. Brings up fourth down.
Sand with the sack.
And
Bringing up 4th and 8.
it looks like the Crusaders are going to stay out on the field for 4th and 8. Up by 35. Maybe just trying to maintain control of the ball and keep the clock moving. Or maybe maybe more likely they're just running down the clock, going to call a timeout just for the delay game. That's what I would assume.
Yeah.
But you never know. And now 3-2, and here comes the timeout.
Timeout, keeping.
And yes, here comes Chase DuPont in the punt team. I was going to say they're really playing some aggressive football. Yeah, so they're going to go for on 4th and 8. Up
Why
late.
not? You're right. Practice for the playoffs.
But no, it looks like the punt team will come on and maybe practice the pooch punt. Let's see what Chase DuPont already had one punt be down inside the 10.
See what he'll do.
Again, thank you to Mr. Brian Bach, our offside analyst. There was the kickoff analysis. But yeah, I guess it could have been intentional. I guess the only thing I saw was that Trip Wright did, let go of the ball early, and that can affect how your foot hits it, and who knows. But we'll see what Chase DuPont can do with this punt. And this has some potential backspin on it, and it's going to bounce. And great job by the wait.
Let's see.
Touchback.
Oh, Jackson.
And it looks like Jackson
so
Daniel couldn't
close.
play, and that could have been because of the the injured wrist.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
regardless, good punt by Chase DuPont. And now with 58 seconds left, Heights will come back onto the field for their final possession.
1st and 10 Heights from the 20.
And Sophia, if you're Heights, what are you thinking?
Probably just gonna run the ball. That's. I mean, if I'm being honest, actually they might go for a pass. They're spread out again. Have that opportunity. It looks like Dingle's gonna keep it for himself.
Oh wow, Dingle gets some help walking downfield and eventually pushed out of bounds by Nathan Thingball. But yeah, no, the Heights now moving with 50 seconds. We'll have to go in the game. Now on exactly the 50-yard line. I was going to get ready to say pushing into Cape and territory, but now knocking on Cape and territory. And so we'll see what happens here. As Dingle will take this one in the gun with Randall alongside him. High snap, handoff goes to Randall. Now Randall with some open room. And gets some help with the blockers. Cuts back to the middle. Misses one more man. And into the end zone for a 50-yard touchdown run for John Randall. I believe his third of the evening, or potentially fourth. Third or fourth of the evening.
Yeah, and man, such a skilled player. We've mentioned it before. That's one of the reasons he has countless offers. A few of them: K-State, Utah, Texas, Ole Miss, West Virginia, University of Iowa, Nebraska, many more. And so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up.
And I know his only registered visits, according to Max Preps and 24/7, are of course as this kick blocked and play call dead. But a great job there by I couldn't tell who got his hand on it, but potentially Lewis Trolley or even it might have been Randy Tran actually, number 71. Well, regardless, blocked PAT makes the score remain 27-76. His only registered visits are to, I believe, Kansas State and Utah. Could be wrong on that. But
I think that's
potentially Utah.
I think that's right, yeah.
Utah being one of those premier destinations, potentially.
Yeah, who knows? He could end up teammates with Will Ancio.
At K-State.
Yeah,
not
K-State.
Not at Utah.
Yeah, obviously not at Utah, but at K-State.
But K-State will have a loaded quarterback backfield, so might want to be getting into a program where he'll be having some
where he's
better
able to help the team out. Yeah.
And now Jones back on, and now Noah Schreck able to get it off the bounce, And he'll plunge forward. Now 31 seconds left to go in the football game. KMC will yet again come out. And we'll see who's in at quarterback. And it's still number 15, Preston Robert. Still perfect passing on the season. And we'll see if what he gets to do on the final possession. Potentially just a kneel down, and that's what it looks like it's going to be as Robert kneels down for the final play of the game. And that will allow the final seconds to tick off.
Yeah, and so 56-27 will be the final of the score tonight as your Cape Crusaders versus your Heights Falcons. Great game by, both teams obviously Cape dominating, but it was awesome to watch. Great night for the seniors and great environment.
Yeah, and Sophia, especially, Cape with their struggles this season are getting hot at the right time. With playoffs just around the corner starting next week, I do want to take a moment now to recognize all the seniors on the Cape Mount Carmel football team, starting with number 2, Hayden Heiss, the wideout, number 3, Dominic Shibley, the defensive back, number 4, Nathan Fury, the linebacker, number 6, Louis Strawya, the defensive lineman, number 15, quarterback, Preston Robert, number 20, wideout, Bryson Hamilton, number 24, Jake Beeler, number 26, Adrian Turner at the linebacking core, number 42, Leo Deonda on the defensive line. Number 43, Grady Klein at the inside linebacker spot. Number 59, Peter Cole at both offense and defensive linemen. Number 65, Ben Zagudiki at interior defensive lineman. Number 70, Angel Arriaga at interior defensive lineman. Randy Tran at both offense and defensive lineman. William Schlotterbeck at left tackle for KMC. William Ancio at tight end. Maxwell Keller at wideout. And, of course, 86, Brody Joycombs, at wideout. And, Sophia, quick synopsis. What did Cape do right tonight?
I think their defense really stepped it up, finally coming all together. Both secondary, defensive line, all of them working together. And then offense, got to give credit to Elias, absolutely dominating with 7 touchdowns. So really just the whole team, like I mentioned in the beginning of the game, giving 100%, and they did exactly that.
Exactly right, Sophia. And now 4-4, they'll be looking to potentially get somewhere in the 8-9 seed, if not maybe a little bit lower at a 10 or 11 seed. But regardless, I'm very excited to see what the final rankings come out to be and how the Carroll East game ended up. If you're watching at home, I want to go check out, see if you can find the score of that, because of course if East lost tonight, if East won tonight and Carroll lost, it's a pretty high probability that Cape and Carroll could potentially be playing in the 8-9 seed game next week. And that being said, if that does not happen, this will be our final football broadcast, and I just want to take a second to thank all of you that have watched us the past 3 years. It's been a wild ride. We talked about some of our favorite memories, but for me growing up, I enjoyed sports. I played a lot of sports growing up, football, basketball, baseball, and now I play tennis. But I, especially in football and basketball, didn't excel too well. Especially in basketball, had an injury that forced me to step away from the game. But commentating has really allowed me, an avenue back into the sports realm. And so I thank all of you who have listened to me every single time, especially some of our best fans who have reached out. Phil Glasser and the whole Glasser family, the Thingvall family.
Yeah.
I know some of you up in not Oklahoma, up in Nebraska, have sent us some kind words, and we appreciate those. And so I want to extend my gratitude to every single one of you who have watched our streams.
Yes, I'm very thankful too. I've enjoyed every second of it. Broadcasting with you, Gabe, has been awesome. And, you'll see us in basketball season. And again, thank you to all the fans tuning in and welcoming us in for this broadcast program.
And of course, and again, we're not done yet. We do have the basketball season, but just wanted to say those kind words. I know some of you mainly are football fans. But regardless, thank you. And for tonight's game, I've been Gabriel Breitenbach.
And I'm Sophie Gimino. Have a great night.